Welcome back to the Reggies. You're here with three blokes. Could have been anything. Decided to have fucking fun instead.
Didn't we?
Vegas, baby, this weekend. NRL live from Vegas on Sunday Ave. We've got round one kicking off. Well, half of it kicking off this weekend. Plenty of cricket happening. Tommy nails the UFC on the weekend or one of the fights. And we might have an equestrian friend of ours that who wears a mankini. More on that later. We might be able to get him on the show, but you're back with us after Newey on the weekend, mate. You've literally pulled in an hour ago. You drove 2 days, Newcastle to Gladstone.
Yep. Stopped in the Goldie, did a bit of recording there with the lad, and got fucked over with an Airbnb, ended up at the casino.
So, on that,
casino.
Someone, a little birdie, told me that you stayed at the casino last night and went straight to bed, didn't even enter the casino.
Mate, so we had an hour spare before we had this recording locked in, and we were meant to go to the Airbnb, drop all our shit off, just make it to this thing, record, rah, after driving all day, fucking hit the sack, ready to drive the rest of the time today. The lockbox just had no fucking key in it, no cunted answer from the Airbnb. We had to just take all of our shit to this studio to record, not even have a shower or anything. She's sharing a can. Fucking then come in and be all up in a bed. Hey, welcome to another episode. And then in the meantime, Quino's getting fucking caught, like trying to sort it out while, you know, switch bitching. And fucking sort out what we're doing. And then after we had to ring the girls back here and just get them to book us in at the Cass. And by this stage, we're that fucking over shit, knowing we've got to drive this whole way today. Quino had to do all the editing for the episode and get the other one ready to go that was out yesterday. And so when we got there, man, and the utes didn't fit in the parking at the casino because they're too tall. So me and Larry had to drop Quino off, fuck off over to the shopping centre and park up the top. By that stage, cunt, it was just
couldn't get away.
By that stage, you should have been ready for a pint.
We just steamed into the fucking wherever it was. One of the eating places which closed in 5 minutes is like 5 to 9. Got a big feed and an old fashioned.
Nice.
And ate that, drank that, and fucked off to bed.
Fucked right off.
That's right. So,
well, there you go.
And then back today, it was a fucking unreal trip. Absolutely stoked with the utes, but
feeling
really
really shit show last night.
Yeah, man, and just the time on the road, you know, that's a fair sort of stint. And like I was trained to drive for hours a fair while ago, but for probably a year now, I haven't really done the long stints.
You've been out of the game for a while.
Yeah,
it's still a cunt.
Yeah, So, but anyway, back here now, boys, and I'm super excited about this weekend. I think it's perfect us getting this little taste on a Sunday, like from midday, Sunday Ave, and for me and the missus, like, oh, say, babe, I won't watch any other footy. I just want to watch it on Sunday. You know what I mean?
She'll think you're a fucking legend.
I don't even give a fuck about the other one.
Friday night, don't care.
Nah,
Saturday,
what do you want to do, Doe? You want to go out for dinner? Fuck the footy.
You're going to be the man.
Well, they won't check.
Of course not.
No, you know what I mean?
And they will not check this episode
so,
either.
boys, footy is on this weekend. I just want to watch the Sunday games, bud.
Yeah, that's all I want.
That's all I want.
They'll meet with each other on Monday and go, why did no one want to watch the footy this weekend?
Opening round, Tommy didn't even give a fuck about any other games.
He just wanted to watch the Broncos play.
But I think it's worked out great. I'm very jealous of all the boys around this space, the content space to do with the footy are all flying to Vegas. I'm actually excited to see how the crowd is over there and like how it's taken
Do we know? Like, obviously, I should probably know this, but do we know if it's all sold out and shit?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Last time I saw shit months ago saying that the games were sold out.
Right, sweet. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
for sure.
I think it'll be 65,000 Aussies as well.
I'll tell you
Pretty
what
sure
they've nailed is obviously the Rabbitohs are going, which helped, but they've nailed having Russell Crowe sort of try and explain the game to the Yanks.
Yeah,
great idea.
Obviously, they know him from movies.
Do you think the chances of like mixing in Russell Crowe with Matty Nable so they share a few things? I'm just nearly Matt Nabled.
Yeah, I'm over it. Do you rate him?
Yeah, I rate his voice and I think he does a great job. However, every fucking single time down your neck,
I'm not a bad.
It gets repetitive.
Anyway.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I remember seeing when the first trial games were on, and it was like, Matt Nable to talk about Vegas. It was like, it's good. It was good 3 years ago. It's like, please repeat the same fucking metaphors over and over again until my ears bleed.
I just think, old Crowie might be able to.
Yeah,
was
no,
a good
he
challenge.
has done it already. There's already been a promo and everything for it, trying to explain them.
I did see
some
that
of the
video.
rules.
One thing I wish they did, and I saw a comment that said it as well, was explain in the video, if that's for Yanks to see, explain that there's actually a difference between rugby union and rugby league, because they just go rugby.
Yeah,
they
I
don't
know,
fucking know a single
They're
difference.
just going to have
between
to
the two.
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's
which
too hard
they probably
to do.
won't.
I'm still trying to fucking explain shit to Wendy.
Oh, yeah, it's fucking hard, eh?
Well, yeah.
Imagine
it'd be-
trying to, but then when you're doing your tipping, you got a team you go for and you're doing fantasy.
Yeah,
And you got
yeah.
a multi on.
Yeah.
Then you just sit there and go, don't worry, Dale.
Don't-
Just the fucking.
I thought you were going for them. Yeah, I am.
I am.
I'm
So
going
going for him, and
Those
him.
two cunts, and I need him to score first and miss 6 tackles. But how you boys been? I haven't
Mate,
talked to you properly in a while.
Fucking got out for a fish on the weekend for the
Nice.
first time since the 2022 AFL Grand Final day.
Wow.
18 months almost.
You
and
were
I
because you were
just-
getting into it at one stage, eh? Going
Yeah,
out the
I've
roof.
always fucking been into it, but
Yeah.
since I got back, I went a fair bit in the first 6 months when I first got back from Sweden.
Yep.
And then after that 2022 AFL Grand Final, I just have not been. Just whether it's been bad luck with weather. Like I planned a trip Australia Day this year, Australia Day weekend with Bomber.
Yeah.
We were going to go for like a 2-night camp and that shit, and it ended up that cyclone. We didn't know what it was going to do, and it got canned, and that shit's just happened heaps. Got out. It was just a day trip. We didn't go fucking 80k offshore. We just went probably 40 or 50.
Yeah.
Caught fuck all.
Yeah.
Come home with like 5 fish, but I didn't care. 'Cause
No.
I was
Yeah, just about
out
being
there
out
in the
there.
sun. Fucking, it was prime. I loved
Fucking
it.
oath.
So
It is
all
good,
about
eh?
it.
that was good.
Yeah.
I just got a quick one. What did you get up to much? I was in golf. You went-
Beers and golf.
bit of
yeah.
golfing,
I actually had a bit of a Reggies Sunday morning. So Saturday night, catching up with one of my mates who I went to Europe with, Jalen.
Sunday
and haven't
mornings
seen
are
him.
usually not for the Reggies.
Sunday
but-
morning.
No, well, it
Red
was.
is
I
spawning.
was fucking hurting. So he lives near the golf course in Calliope, and I was booked in to play the comp at like a 7:00 tee time Sunday. And I was like, he's like, come out for beers, and I was like, well, fuck yeah, righto. Went there. I was like, I'll just roll down. He's about 200-meter drive from the course. So I was like, fucking sweet. I'll wake up, just roll down to the course. It'll be all sweet. I've played golf hungover before. Didn't get to bed until 3 in the morning. Woke up at 6, just still fucking blinded of a welder's dog. Rolled down to the course. If I got pulled over driving, man, I would have been fucked. And I've pulled up to the course, and just first 2 holes, bang, quad bogeys, and just been like, this is going to be a long
bogey.
fucking day, man. Shot one of my worst scores in a long time. I was like, won't be teeing off
Oi.
that early again after beers.
You know that lad who does the I think it's called breaking the yips. The dude,
Yeah.
he's like with
Yeah,
yellow sport and
Sebo.
that lot.
Yeah.
So did you see what happened to that cunt's foot? The
Oh,
foot.
dude.
A couple
Yeah.
of years
Bro.
ago.
He stood fully on one of those.
Have you seen the video?
Yeah.
How fucking the Swiss cheese holes have just lined up there.
Yeah.
Because he's rolled it with his foot. Like he's rolled it as he's looking at his ball. He's rolled a bit of timber and it's just gone boom.
Bang.
And he reckons that was day one, filming the first bit of content for the
My
page.
fucking thought was, why are the markers got a big fucking nail in the bottom
Well, it's
of
because
them?
they're the deadly ones. you
They
know?
sit into the ground so he can't kick him out of the way. They're like, it's the.
Yeah, kicking to give yourself
But
a bit
he's
more
rolled
room.
it perfectly with the. Oh, bro. For that to happen, everything's got to line up. I
Yeah.
could only watch it once.
Oi, I'll tell you about watching once, which fits into this. Fucking
Fuck.
at that Full Drive Expo, this chick, shout out to her, come up to us and showed us this video, cunt. And it made me jump with both feet in the air and go, ah! Like when I watched it, man, this cunt. So backstory, he
here
broke
we
his
go.
finger a heap of times, right? Do you know Angus Crichton, how the
Yeah,
finger
it's
was
off.
annoying him that much that he just said, fuck it off.
Yep.
So his finger was like broken heaps. It was annoying the shit out of him. The doctor wouldn't cut it off though. So this bloke's on the piss and his mate's got a set of bolt cutters.
Oh.
Like secateurs, man, like the big gardening cunts. Has just chomped his finger. It's hanging there and he's just going, you've half done it, cunt. So
What? Not even hurting.
puts it on a fence post, and they get a chisel and a hammer and finish it off. Bang!
What
gets
the
rid of his finger?
Fuck.
Mate, I couldn't I couldn't watch it all properly. That sort of shit. I was like, that is next level fucking
You find that
wild.
shit in the fucking dark web.
Yeah.
That is fucked,
And our
man.
mate's just going like not phased at all.
it
Yeah,
no
how many
scream,
beers
nothing?
deep?
Not
feel
I don't
nothing?
know, but not yelling, not carrying on, just fucking get rid.
How
finish it
many
Wow.
fucking glass Harleys did that cunt have?
Mate, who knows? Like I said, I watched it briefly, and it's one of those ones that I do not want to watch it again. But there is a video there. But that just reminded me then. Quino is wild, eh?
Fucking.
That's fucked
Do you
up.
reckon he woke
Yet
up
to be
with
top now.
any anxiety going, where's my finger?
Well, because
That's what I thought.
That's the difference, though.
Still awake, the cunt.
He never slept.
But the thing is, though, he wanted it off, and no one to do it for him. So it's not like he's made this rash decision, I suppose, to do it. But pretty wild, like as in
There's
not even
power
any
tools
vodka
out
to just
there, eh?
tip on. Yeah. But yeah, so that was pretty.
He would have had to go and do something with it, though, after it's off.
Yeah, would have had to.
he
Didn't
wouldn't have just gone,
say-
right, they passed me another beer with this big open fucking
They said
wound.
something about him putting his finger somewhere, and one of the boys something.
Oh
to
yeah,
stitch
his
him up.
boss's like work diary.
Yeah. They're, mate, they're wild
Where
blokes
were these
down this
cunts from?
dad kissing country.
Yeah,
mate.
that explains it.
Fucking
Fuck
wild
me.
crew.
That is insane.
Boys.
Speaking about pranks, Groves, you got a little one here for every guest.
I have just absolutely fucking nailed one today. About a couple of hours ago. Righto, where do we start? We've got to move quick here. I've got this little fucking horn, right? Not in my pants. I've got a car horn, and I've got this big long cable on it. So I acquired this because someone stitched me up with it, and
Yeah.
I said, "Well, you're not getting it back. I'm keeping it."
Yeah.
So
Pass
it's a
it on.
horn. It's got it's got a tail on it, the length of a car, basically.
Yeah.
So the idea is you go to a ute with a trailer plug on it, you zip tie the horn like towards the front of the car, run the cable back to the trailer plug, and what I've like to do is put one pin on the earth and then put the other pin on the on your stop light.
Yeah.
On your brake light, I
Yeah.
should say. So every time you hit the brake, the fucking horn goes off. So I've done it to one of the boys at work, the Savi, like snuck out of work, put it on, and he's got like a 2022 Ranger, so it's quite new. And I didn't have his number because he sort of just started probably a couple of weeks, a month ago or something. Hadn't quite got his number yet, and we've walked out of work and he remote starts his car from the workshop with his phone.
It's like an app.
He's got this app, and
That's
we've-
fucking A grade, by the way.
We've
Yeah.
walked out, and the horn's going off already. And I was like, "Fuck, no one say anything."
Just constant.
Yeah. And I'm like, "Oh fuck, what have I done? I've wired into the wrong thing or something." Anyway, we all just ignored it. Just walked past, ignored it. I parked next to him. I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?" And as soon as he opened the door, touched something in the car, it stopped. He goes, "Oh, it must be something to do with the remote start. I don't know." Gets in the car, drives off. Fucking someone cuts me off so I couldn't be right up his ass to film it all. And so I'm like trying to look and shit, and he reckons the thing went off. It wasn't wired into the brake light because it went off the whole way. It's gone off flat out the whole way. He drove it straight to the Ford dealership.
No.
Threw the keys at him and said, "Fucking fix this." He said he was standing. This has only just happened, by the way.
Yeah.
He said he was standing at the thing trying to get someone to help him, and it was just fucking going off flat out at the car park. Anyway, I've got to the gym. I was going to do a bit of a session before this, and I went, "Fuck, I've got to ring him and tell him what's going on." Don't have his number. Facebook message. I was like, "Call me." And he calls me. And as soon as I picked up the phone, all I can hear is, and I'm just gone, "Bro, have you worked it out?" And he was just like, "What's going on? I'm at the Ford dealership." I was like, "Go to your trailer plug." And he's like, oh, you fucker.
He just knew.
You fucker. And he's pulled it out and it stopped, obviously. And he's like tracing the cable. He's like, how long is this cut? And I was like, well, you put it up the front so you can hear it properly. And fuck, I felt bad,
mate,
man.
that's a ripper.
Fuck.
Because I was like, any other car, and it would have just worked when you touched the brake. That's
bit
what happened
new,
to
you
me.
reckon?
Yeah.
That's what happened to in the old Hilux.
Yeah.
08 Hilux. They just unless I fucked it up.
Yeah.
But I looked up the wiring
Last week
diagram
is a
of the
lecky, so
plug.
it could be.
Anyway, I felt bad. I was like, "Fuck,
That's
mate.
a ripper.
Sorry, I didn't
So
mean.
good.
I didn't mean for you to go to the Ford dealership. It was meant to just like a few touches on the brakes, and then you pull over, and I'll pull in behind you and laugh.
Imagine the old Ford guru, right? Do you know how every place has got a bloke who just knows what's going on no
Yeah.
matter what?
Talk
Imagine
to old
him
Bob, he
steaming
fucking
out.
knows.
Oh, go get old Graham. Comes out. Fuck, I've never seen this before, mate.
Let me call in me mates. There's like five of them
God.
standing around.
Fucking felt
fuck,
crook because
that's
it
good.
didn't even like the plan was to get a video of him
Yeah.
like pulling over, and we all like laugh, but fucking couldn't catch up to the cunt. And I'm going, oh, it's not working. But no, it was on.
No, that's
whole time.
that is a beauty.
So
Well
I
done.
that's a
said
rip
to him,
snorter.
I said, I got done with it. So now the horn's yours
Yeah, to do with.
to do whatever you want.
And I work with him with an old car.
Yeah,
Do you have a
but,
tow ball?
Yep.
Ah, beauty.
yeah, but surely
You'll know,
put the
yeah.
brake on and
Yeah.
go.
Well, that's what I've seen
something's
these
in
These
my-
cunts.
As soon as I hear her, I'll go Groper, and other bloke will not be named.
Yeah. So anyway,
No, that's fucking great,
it
bro.
was a fucking great prank.
That is so good.
It's just funny because you have no idea unless it's happened to you. You go, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyway,
The
let's
look on his
move
face
on.
has been priceless.
We haven't fucking talked one bit of sport here, and we're still not gonna. The vlog, boys.
Yeah.
Yes.
The vlog from the Magic Millions January sales weekend is going to come out this Sunday.
Yep.
So Sunday morning, I reckon we'll be able to get it out.
Yeah.
Go and check it out. Get into us too. Give us feedback on. It was our first go.
Exactly. Yeah.
First go at the vlog. It was our video guy Noah. He's done a cracking job in my opinion.
Me
Fucking
too.
oath, yeah.
But he was the first to admit, I've done shot heaps of video, but I've never put together a vlog. So I reckon he's done an absolute fucking spectacular job for
He has.
first crack at it.
Mate, yeah.
And
yeah.
we're locked in to go back to the Gold Coast National Sales in June.
Yep.
Me and Tommy heading down, start of June. It's the very first weekend. Big Red's going to sit this one out.
I'll be absent this
But-
one.
It'll definitely be getting vlogged as well.
Yeah.
So this will be like, and we are 100% walking out with a fucking champion thoroughbred at this one too.
Yeah.
I don't care
We'll be bidding on
what
a few.
it takes.
Fucking oath.
How
But
much it costs?
Yeah.
I think it's worked out really well though, because this way you can watch this video and get a really good insight on what goes into buying one and why we didn't end up buying one. And it'll just give you a bit of confidence that, we're going through all the right procedures with,
Yeah, 100%.
Bloody oath.
with what's going
And
on with it.
there's very good chat getting around that the market is not good at the moment for sellers.
Nice.
Because the arse fell out of the market at the English sales
Yeah.
the other weekend.
I love a sunken ass.
So I reckon we're going to get good value here.
Yeah,
Like,
fucking oath.
prime value. Like
Nice,
we could get a
that's what we
fucking
like.
$150,000 horse for 40 grand.
Which
you know
you'd
what I mean?
rather that, wouldn't you, than overbidding last time just for the sake of buying one, right?
Exactly. And that was the whole plan the whole time. Let's just get some value,
Yeah.
We'll mark these horses at this price and we'll bid on them for this price
Yep.
and hope to get some value. Anyway, so that's going to go down in June. We'll move into a bit of RRLC news. It's fucking always quality in there.
Fucking oath.
Joel Harris fucking sunk me the other day. He put up that picture of the speedway. It was unreal. There's like a picture of these blokes standing behind a couple of cars.
Yeah.
The mullets, the goatees, the big piss holders on these
yeah.
cunts hanging off the front of them. I'm just going, that is so good. No smiles, just...
Yeah.
like, oh, fuck.
It
was
looks like
good.
real life Talladega Nights.
Yeah, it was quality. The tipping comp, heaps of dramas around signing up. So
didn't
Tom
see
had the
that.
same drama as every other cunt. Look, it's the app.
Yeah.
It's not. Everyone in Australia is having the same issue.
You pretty much have to get in there and register and then just let it be a fuckwit for
Yeah.
a few hours,
and then it'll register.
get
you.
back in,
Go on the website
like-
and do it as well.
and
Like,
fully exit out of the apps and shit, and just give it a couple of hours once you register and that. Go
then it's
back,
back
in,
in.
and have a look. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a fuck around.
So you actually have really only got fucking 5 days.
Yeah, fuck all.
But you can still enter or join after, but you'll be
You'll
a
be
couple of
behind.
games
If you're
behind.
listening to this, surely you'll get it sorted before Sunday.
Yeah, and don't worry, my fucking personal Gmail is linked to this, and I get a notification every time someone joins, and I've turned them off.
It's a joke,
I've
isn't it?
turned notifications
We'll have
off
some serious competition this year.
because it was driving me nuts. So that's good. Yeah, clearly an ESPN issue, not ours.
Yeah.
What do we got? Oh, did you see the wedding at Doomben?
The wedding
Yes.
at Doomben.
There was a wedding in between races at Doomben on
I
Saturday.
did see that.
It was fucking unreal.
You're kidding.
No shit. It was a small wedding.
Yeah.
And the bride,
Real quick, cunt.
literally in the GA area,
Yeah.
Wow.
the general admission, bride walks down the aisle in between races at the
Wow.
Doomben.
Would
Does
they have
she-
even fucking booked anything, or they just said, "Oi, quickly, let's go down and just get married"?
I honestly think they've just bought a GA ticket. Everyone's bought a GA
Yeah.
ticket, and she's just worn the dress.
That is
Just
so
like,
fucking Reggie,
Does she
man.
just love punting too? Or what's
Well, they probably both do, I reckon.
Yeah, but I mean, like, to get your missus to go there, like, I could understand a bloke
Yeah,
wanting to do
yeah.
that, but, like, good on her. Play on
Fuck, it was
her.
awesome, man.
I had a
was in
cousin-
That's
stitches.
fucking
Get
prime.
married at Eagle Farm years ago, but not during a fucking race meet.
Yeah,
They've
yeah.
gone, let's say some coin, do the same thing in the middle of a race. Or in between.
They probably it was probably a free wedding.
Yeah,
If they, yeah.
just paid for piss.
Good on it.
Well, if they were on
so
the
good.
punt,
Yeah,
it might have been all free.
Could have been very expensive.
And then there was a bloke, big Luke Feely, I think.
Luke
Oh, Luke Touchy.
He
Yeah.
was, no, it's F-E, it's like fear as in scared. Sort of. Anyway,
well.
he's up Jace about not drinking pints.
Saw
Now,
that, yeah.
boys, this is a touchy subject. If you don't think a schooner is the perfect size beer,
Yeah.
you're stubborn and you just don't want to admit you're wrong.
Depending on where you live, but I agree. I think that a schooner is perfect. And because the best part about a schooner normally is there's heaps more fucking beer to pour in it when you finish. So if it's like if you only got to pick one and you only were allowed one beer, yeah, you go a pint because there's more. But if you're going to buy more beer, like in CQ, especially where we're from, man, you don't. Why would you get a pint? But like when we're in Canada and that, and drinking outside a lot of the times, and your piss doesn't get warm, then
Europe
pints
as well.
True.
Pints were
Pints
did
over
copper
there, yeah,
hiding.
true.
But yeah, everyday work here, schooners all the way for me.
Yeah.
And like, people are saying, well, just fucking drink them faster. It's like, sorry, big hero. I want to just enjoy my beer, maybe.
Big hero.
If you get a pint here in CQ and you fucking want to be a hero and drink them quick, you will be fucking blind.
Look, I could
Like,
easily
real
get
quick.
like if we're talking big day, you're looking forward to a beer. I could put away a pint or at least two very
Yeah, I know,
quick. But I mean, long drinking sessions.
That's right.
Just
Yeah.
boys.
Anyway.
schooners.
Good on you. Good on you, Luke. Thanks for your input, mate. We really appreciate it, especially Jace.
Yeah.
Righto, let's get into it. The NRL, boys.
Yes.
That's before we get into a bit of Vegas. There was another game on the weekend on the other side of the world in Wigan,
Where they drink pints.
where they drink pints and freeze their fucking holes off. Tommy's Panthers played. They were going for their first ever World Club Challenge victory out of 4 attempts, I think. Look, I got up about 6. Probably missed the first 20, watched the rest of the game. And before we get into all the fucking shit that went on, the Pommy commentators just hit different. It's just, I don't know if it's something different that we're hearing, like, because you always hear, obviously, the Aussies.
Yeah, more up and about.
They are up and about, man, and I love it. It was so good. Just the energy in their voice. I was just going, this is prime to watch.
It feels like they're
Crowd.
shouting the whole time.
Plus the crowd.
The crowd
Yeah.
would fire them up too, right?
Atmosphere
the atmosphere
was
there.
unreal.
Yeah.
You
So
swear
you got to
that
give
they-
it to the Poms for that.
Yeah.
Like their commitment to
100%.
having fun and making it a loud fucking...
Yeah, and their chants and that. And the fact that it's a fucking 24,000 seat stadium, boys. And they
Yeah,
sold it
that's
out
right.
and the atmosphere was fucking electric.
Mate,
That's right.
exactly. That's what, like, all these big stadiums that they're signed for teams to go and play at instead of going to regional fields that you could have
100%.
6,000 cunts in there and it'd be okay,
Unreal.
like a good atmosphere.
Yeah.
The equivalent to that is like when we have fucking Tigers versus Bulldogs at ANZ or like
Yeah.
Core now. May as well go play Wigan versus fucking Wakefield at Wembley.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then you're going to get fuck all.
Yeah,
Play
yeah.
it where it actually is their town and a stadium. You're going to get a better atmosphere, even if there's 60,000
They are
seats.
starting to do it.
Do you,
a little bit
reckon-
more.
do you reckon that it has anything to do with it? It might not, but England being so compressed, do you reckon it's just quicker for them to get to games and shit? Like, compared to us? Like, a lot of some stadiums are like a fair
but
way
they,
away.
like, if you're living in Wigan,
Yeah.
it's not far.
Yeah.
That'd be like living here in town, playing at Marley Brown, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas I understand what you're saying when you got, like, I
Like
don't know.
so many cunts in England are compressed into that one area.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's probably easier.
It's not hard
but,
to travel 2 hours the other side of the fucking
But there's
country.
something going on
Yeah.
there anyway because they're a good crowd.
Oh, unreal.
I think people
Unreal.
just rather sit on the couch in the aircon here and just watch sport than actually go to
Yeah,
the
I
game.
feel like that's happened heaps since fucking COVID, eh?
That's
So
true.
I'd just rather watch it on TV, which is, I don't know. Pommy Carley was spot on about the hype because the whole time, all I could hear, all the commentators just kept pumping up about how Penrith, the 3-time premiership winning
Well,
team from Australia,
Yeah.
Mate, I think-
undefeated in 3 years. Like, just
I think I got.
harping.
I watched the extent. Shout out to KO. Like, watched the extended
Mini, yeah.
thing, and it was like
Perfect.
18, 20 minutes of all the good shit. And
Yeah.
I was like, sweet, I missed it. This is prime to get like a feel for it.
Yeah.
And I reckon 2 times at least in that 18 minutes, you heard 3 like just pumping up how good they were, just in case they got the win, and it was
Yeah.
like, we're better.
Yeah, exactly. And then at the end, they were calling, like, they're the world champions now. And I'm just going, here we go. But yeah,
For a
obviously,
pre-season match.
they wanted them to win because they're Poms.
Yeah.
Whether they were from Wigan or whatever. But the commentary was unreal.
Yeah.
Let's get into a bit of refereeing
Oh,
from the big. Hang on, I've got his name here. I've actually got him.
Liam Moore.
Liam Moyer. There he is.
Liam Less.
So, where is he? Now, I looked this up. I heard the horoscope say it on Levels the other day, and I went, I'm not going to take it. I'm going to fucking proper look it up and make sure it, because they did sort of half confirm it, but
Brushed over it a
they
bit,
moved
yeah.
on quickly. 100% I can confirm. I had to do a bit of digging, go through a heap of articles, and I found 2 sentences that says him and his brother are fucking born and bred Wigan.
Just cements.
How does
it
that
was
ever
rigged.
play on? But even if it's not rigged, how can you even have an argument now? He's just made a couple of calls. It might have been a coincidence, but
It definitely is. He's done it.
Oh well,
Yeah,
you don't know,
but
do
it
you?
plays into the story so much
just
better.
perfect.
That's what I mean. The fact that he's fucking it's
They
just-
Yeah.
in international sport, they've eradicated that by making the referee or the umpire not from either of the nations.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how can you be a fucking hometown hero?
It's
and
it's
be-
hard
oh,
in it's hard in this instance though because NRL and
That's
Super
right.
League is pretty much the only 2 top tier.
Yeah.
So it is hard to find an official, but maybe not a fucking Wigan local.
Yeah.
wearing a Wigan jersey under his shirt.
Like, are you kidding, cunt? Get
Imagine him
Ashley,
walking
get
into the-
Ashley Klein. He fucking hates us.
Yeah,
and he'll do
that's
a
right.
great job.
He would have walked into the pub after the game, and the boys would have been, whoa.
Yeah.
But honestly, like I've been known to shit on the ref for a shit call fairly often.
We
but,
all have.
But it makes me appreciate the Australian refs.
Yeah,
even.
well, so the 3 main ones were obviously you had the try that was awarded a try on the field to Wigan.
yeah,
and
that
then-
didn't make it to the line.
That's
that
right.
one.
And then they went upstairs and said there's no evidence to overturn it. And then the one-on-one strip
Yes.
from Liam Martin, which was fucking perfectly done, as much as it hurts
And
me.
in the rule book, international rules.
They were playing international
Lay
rules.
on.
That's right. Blew a penalty for a strip, even though you watch the replay. I know it's obviously would be harder in real time, but like you said, there was no captain's challenge, so there was no opportunity to sort of challenge it.
Yeah.
That was a crucial point. And then the fact this was just kicked it over the fucking edge for me. Pretty well the same sort of shit happened after the hooter. He's sort of half got over the line. You don't know if he's got it down or not.
It was further over the line than the other cunt was.
Exactly. And he's
100%.
gone up, no try, and there was no evidence to overturn the on-field
He was
decision.
fucking smart about
And
it.
here's the
Right.
thing, though. If the first one didn't happen, everyone would be happy with the last one because
Yeah.
you don't know. And he's like, well, I didn't see the ball go down.
Yeah.
But there's no way he could have possibly seen the ball go down the first time. And in saying that as well, there's definitely a fucking vision of that no try to say, yeah, he definitely didn't get that ball on the line.
Yeah.
Like, there's that one view, and even the commentator's like, "Oh well," like, and that's the most biased, too excited pommy cunts watching.
yeah.
So it's just like that is just a fucking joke. That
the
And
whole thing was.
and the strip was too. So those two calls were shit. Obviously, Penrith had heaps of attacking chances. Like, it's not like that was their only chance, but it's pretty hard to cop when there's just fucking a couple of proper stinkers like that. The strip was in the best timing as well to just go on the attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Tough to
look,
watch.
It meant a lot to me because I've been supporting Wigan since I was a young fella. And just, to see the boys fucking just play for the jersey. Fucking, jeez, it was good. I had goosebumps for about 3 hours after that. And Moya, he's still drunk.
Yeah, mate.
He would be.
Fuck, he got handed.
The boys have shouted him for 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the Katoni
The
Stags.
Wigan Mafia have been paying him.
Quick one. Bevan French needs a spot in the RRLC because he has just got the best Reggie rig I've ever seen.
Very unlucky by about a metre because that was an impressive try.
that
no
would have
try.
been
Scrum.
sick, yeah.
That was
Fuck,
pretty
that was
cool.
cool.
Shame that he sort of mistimed it a bit. But that cutout pass he threw for the first try
Beautiful.
was sick. wasn't
Yeah,
it?
lucky you've got some Aussies there, you useless cunts.
Get that in you.
Get him.
Righto, we'll move into the bit of trial action. So we're not even going to talk about the Bronx, Roosters, Seagulls or Rabbitohs trials because 90% of those players won't even get a run this year. But I will say it looks good for the Bronx Reggies.
Doesn't it?
Moving on, Stephen Crichton got named captain for the Dogs,
Yeah, that's interesting,
which
eh?
is interesting. I think fucking well done to him.
Yeah.
Well, Coruscant did the same when he went to Tigers as well. They chucked it straight to him. So
Yeah.
And he's going to be in the centres.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the
right,
centres.
eh?
They're
I-
going to play Blake Taff at
I think that's
fullback.
a good call.
Yeah, me
Same.
too. I think Crichton's just good at what he does there. I don't know if he's that because he's such a big body as well. I don't know if he's like
long.
elusive enough and quick enough, I suppose, laterally as a fullback. You know, like Tough might be able to move in that quick ball skill.
He'll be able
Yeah.
to catch it and move laterally.
Yeah, like I just feel like he's perfect in the centres, man.
Yeah.
And obviously he does a good job at fullback, but you think of the top-notch fullbacks, their ball skills are silky as fuck.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I reckon that's a great call.
Yeah.
I reckon they put just about their best side out, on the weekend.
Yeah.
And it was 12-6 or something, so it was a very defensive game, but I think that is a great sign for who'd they play? I've fucking lost who they played. But it was another team that really needs to sort of have a good year defensively because they were a bottom side last year. Was it the
They
Dragons?
played Sharkies.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
The Dogs?
Dogs played Sharkies, yeah.
Yeah,
Was it 12-6?
Went down
Yep.
12-6.
Yeah,
Sharks win
righto.
12-6.
Righto.
Mate,
so
yeah.
that's a good thing for both sides because Sharks were great in attack last year. They just
Yep.
couldn't defend.
Yep.
And the Dogs were fucking shit in both areas. So if they can start with their defense,
Yeah.
that's going to be a way better year for them.
100%
The,
win
um,
games off the back of your defense.
Crichton and Bronson Sherry, that is a
Great
great
pairing.
centre pairing.
Hopefully
Both.
Big Bronson comes back and fires up.
Mate, I reckon I've had a look through some predicted team lists. There's some fucking teams that are pretty average in the centre position this year. Like some wingers that have moved to the centres, and I feel like it's only because they don't have good centres, which we'll get to later a little bit in one of the teams that are playing in Vegas. Yeah, there's
There's
the strike centre thing. I just think that it's a fucking pretty important position having a gun out wide like that. That can
100%.
create something. If he can get past that defender and wingers are dumb as fuck. So if
Just quietly.
if he can draw that winger in going ooh and then just draw him past,
yeah.
you know, it's a.
Is he going to play on Addo-Carr's side or the other side? I wonder.
I think he was on the left.
Yeah, I think Addo-Carr will be on the right.
Yeah.
But they need kick out to stay healthy and get fit because
Yeah, they
every
really do.
time I watched him, I didn't watch heaps of Dogs games. I watched as many as I could, but every time he played, he was so unfit, man, and he let in just too many tries, just being lazy. I remember one game he let in a couple, and I just went, wow. And that's when I noticed it, and then I kept noticing it because he was out injured.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't fit enough. But if he stays healthy and gets fit, fucking...
Well, a big
a
part
force.
of what Penrith were really good at when he was on fire at Penrith is the wingers and the centres and the fullback and shit would do all the shit out of our own half.
Yeah.
Take all the shit
Edwards
plays
would
out.
run
Yeah.
for like fucking...
Yeah.
Yeah,
your own
Toto,
200 metres and shit,
May,
yeah.
like all the boys would get in and run, so that way Big Kick-Owl wasn't fucked, and then
Yeah.
he'd be fresh to do all those.
In an attack.
But
Yeah.
again, in a lower grade team, like he's having to do probably more shit work, so he's not as deadly, and that's probably what a lot of people don't realise is that's what a good team has to offer. You know, letting those
100%.
dudes do their thing really well and not having to do the shit work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spot on.
Hopefully he stays healthy.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be good to see him do well.
Oh, mate, I think their roster's starting to look good. I also think like the teams like the Dolphins, they're starting to get a few good players sniffing around.
There's a lot of teams this year that are just on paper. You
Yeah.
can't really fucking fault it
Like-
much, but base it off last year's performance, and there's
Yeah.
it is a fucking
Even
hard.
Dogs are going to be
Hard
fucking
team
much
pick.
better.
Even a
I
few
reckon.
things Dragons are doing, putting Jack Bird back in the centres.
Yeah, mate.
That's
I've
what-
got
yeah.
the pack. So I've got a little thing on the Dragons here. Their pack of, so this is their 6. Molo, Little, Blake Laurie, who had his fucking career best year last
did.
year. Eisenhuth's come from the Storm, Jaden Sewer, and Jack DeBellin in the back row.
Yeah.
Like, that is a fucking good pack.
Very solid
Yeah.
pack.
So, and then obviously they got Benny Hunt steering.
Yeah. I think it's hard. We'll get to our ladders later, but I still haven't got like Dogs, Dragons, and stuff like that in the 8. But
Yeah.
I feel like I jumped the gun last year saying, oh, they got the.
Yeah.
But I think they will make improvements.
I haven't got the
beat some-
Drags, but I've got the Dogs sniffing.
Yeah.
I haven't got them in there. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very hard one, like which we'll get to. But yeah, there's from that like 5 to 6 on the ladder to like 14.
Yeah, it's hard,
It's
isn't it?
It
fucking
can be
hard.
fucking anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Literally.
which is exciting though. I reckon that's great.
100%.
for the game.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I think out of the 3, so remember last year we sort of said, oh no, actually we all gave the Drags the spoon. But we said the Tigers and the Bulldogs were going to improve.
Yeah.
So out of those 3, Tigers, Dragons, Bulldogs, I think the Tigers are going to stay
Yeah.
out of those 3.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
I've
That's
got
just
them
my
too.
opinion. Just when I looked at that pack of the Dragons, I went, fucking... And you gave big Francis Molo a pump up the other week,
Yeah.
hoping he goes
All
well.
3 of those teams, though, when you look at their off-season moves, or Benji coming in for the Tigers,
Well,
Shane
sorta.
Flanagan for Dragons, and a couple
True.
good signings for Dogs, and you go, everything is pointing in the right direction of an improvement.
Yeah.
But I just fucking do not believe it until I see it. Is the thing.
Is Drew Hutchinson going to play run on halfback for the Dogs?
I
Because he
think
did
so.
in the
Well,
trial.
who else will there be?
I don't know.
Toby Sexton.
Yeah.
But he's fucking hot and cold.
Surely you'd go with him, but I don't know. Anyway,
Well, it's good that they've got both there, man, because Drew Hutchinson has done a good job for the Chooks when he's needed to over the years.
yeah, I know.
So,
He's
a
a
great
plays everywhere,
utility.
that kind of.
Yeah.
Fucking great utility.
So
Yeah.
I think that's the depth thing we're talking about is some of these teams starting to have options. So like
Yeah.
Toby Sexton and Drew could both do a job, and one of them's going to miss out, which is good for a club. Because it makes them, I reckon it makes them like, if a shitter club's just got one dude and they know there's no risk at all, there's not really that pressure there. But if 2 blokes are battling for a position, they're fucking going to work
That's
a
right,
bit harder.
yeah.
2 blokes, 1 spot.
That's right, mate. Get in there. Spit on it.
I hope that they get off to a good start, those 3 teams. Like the Tigs, Drags, Dogs.
Yeah.
Like if one of them goes fucking 0-4 or something, it'll just everything's downhill from there, isn't it?
It's
Well,
hard to
mate,
come back.
a couple of teams, I'm pretty sure Penrith and the Chooks have got a very hard opening, like, heap of rounds.
Yeah,
so,
right.
yeah, I think that'll come into play a fair bit as well with the ladder early on. But
Yep.
as we've seen, like, the Knights and that last year, you know, the ladder predictions, you could think you're going shit early, but it's a long season.
Yeah,
100%.
Really
That's
come
what
on.
has kind of played into my mind with trying to pick your top 8 and your wooden spoon, and that is like no one fucking had Knights in their top 8 besides diehard Newey fans, and then they came and finished 5th last year,
Oh, it was
Yeah.
a great season from them.
Yeah.
10 straight or something they won at the end.
and then their roster isn't spectacular on paper compared to other teams, so it's just teams like fucking Raiders.
See, that
Well,
depth thing
as
we're
well.
talking about, that half, who is it that they just signed from Penrith?
Cogger.
Yeah. Like,
He-
Cogger is a fucking big
Cogger,
one.
Tyson Gamble, Phoenix Crossland can play there a bit too, can't he?
Yeah.
He plays
Yeah, he's
hooker
playing
He
though.
does play a bit of hooker.
But
but-
Brayley's back as well. He's not injured anymore.
Yeah, true.
Is he
And
back
then-
now?
I think he's back for this season.
If not, he's back soon anyway.
Yeah.
He
and
was
then
the start run on hooker until he got hurt.
you've got I've had a fucking mind blank of his name.
Jackson. Hastings.
Hastings, that's
Hastings,
it.
yeah.
They have a lot of people, like you just said, when you got people battling for a position,
Yeah.
people stand the fuck up.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah,
So-
that is good. You mentioned the Raiders, so they've picked up Zach Hosking
Yeah,
from
it's a
Penrith,
great
which is
pickup.
unreal. But have they indicated where he's going to play? Because the issue at Penrith was like he could play 80 every week in the
Yeah,
back row,
easily.
easy. But he'd play when there was injuries or he'd come off the bench or whatever. You got Elliot Whitehead and fucking Hudson Old.
That's right.
in the back
Pimple and
row.
Old. Pimple and Old have got those two.
Is he going to play on lock?
No, I don't know.
You got Tarps.
He'll have Tarpany will play front row.
Yeah, true. Papali'i as well.
Front
though.
row. So
Yeah,
their pack
their
looks
pack is
fucking unreal. But
stunning.
surely you got to have to play Hosking at lock or one of those three.
Based off last year, Elliot Whitehead just makes his sporadic fucking shit decisions. He was poor last year. I think Hosking should go straight in.
Yeah,
But
that's
Hosking
what
off
I
the
would do
bench
as
is
well.
just
But
so good.
are they gonna? I don't know.
Yeah,
Ricky's
it's
got a
fucking hard
good
one.
headache on his hand.
Well, maybe Whitehead plays lock, and then you got them two, Hudson
Well,
Young and
That's probably not a bad
Hosking.
idea because old Pimple goes all right with his ball skills and like puts a few kicks in every now and again too.
yeah,
true.
just put him
Yeah.
in the middle, just tackle cunt and do nothing else.
Yeah.
Anyway, that'll be interesting to see the team lists. Obviously, they're not out for next. The only two team lists are the.
I
are
think
the
so.
Bronx.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. Yeah, for sure. Because I think the next games next week aren't
Yep.
until like Thursday.
They'll
Normal.
release them
Yeah.
next Tuesday.
Yeah. Mate, AFL.
Yes.
Or anything else on the league before we move on?
Are we touching on the Vegas later?
We should
that's
probably
pretty-
talk about that, eh?
Yeah. Got a few notes about Vegas.
Yeah, fucking get into it. Hopefully
yeah.
the boys have stayed off the strip.
Oh,
Yeah,
surely
well,
not this early. They're
Apparently
going out.
so I'm thinking they are footy players. They've gone over fairly early.
Yeah.
Surely they've had a few nights out.
Well, look,
I did see a
think-
photo of them have
but
a few wines.
I reckon
but
as soon as they play, she's going to be
Oh.
that night,
Yeah.
and then that's going to be on, obviously. But then when are they going to fly out? Because if I was a fucking any sort of team manager, I'd be next day, get the fuck out. Come on.
Yeah, literally.
Just shuffling them onto the plane to sleep all the way home.
Yeah.
But like you're thinking, they would have taken extended squads over.
They
How
took 22 men's squads
How
over,
pumped
yeah.
would you be if you're the 22nd? and
Oh,
there's
yeah,
no the night before you're like, how are you feeling, boys?
Yeah.
Everyone good. No fucking eat all canned foods, bottled water, boys. We're not fucking because you'd be sneaking out.
I'll see you in the morning.
Imagine being the 22nd men's squad and you're going, well, I'm not going to get a fucking
Mate,
call up. Let's
you
hit
can
the strip and
you
then
can guarantee there's at
wake
least
up.
4 pairs of sunnies getting brought the next day. That go.
Wake up the next morning, hey, mate, you're actually in the squad. You just fuck.
That's happened to Joey before, to Johnsy. He's told that story, yeah. I don't know if it was on Channel 9 or if it was on a podcast. Must have been on Channel 9 because he's only ever done like 1 or 2 podcasts, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was after Origin, man. After Origin,
Yeah.
they've won.
Yeah, but he
He's
was
had
doing
a-
that every fucking night at that point.
He's had a massive night because they were going to rest him and Ben Kennedy.
Oh.
They were going to rest both of them. Next thing, injuries have happened. This is fucking Joey. You got to play. On the Friday, I think, and they had a Saturday game, and it was a Saturday half too. And he's like, "Fucking right." They ended up winning like 30-something nil.
Yeah.
Just pumped them by 30
That
or
is
40.
just the most rugby league thing
That's
ever.
the most.
That's
fucking
Reggie.
Yeah,
That's right.
fucking
That's a
right.
Reggie, mate.
That's why he's in the side.
But boys, so first game of the double header, we got the Sea Eagles versus the Rabbitohs. First glance at the teams, what's the thoughts? Is there anything that sort of...
I actually really like Manly's squad, hey.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. And I know we took the piss out of Luke Brooks because what was Dean Ritchie said he's the next Dally M.
Oh, you
that's
mean the
it.
Dally M medalist of 2024?
So the Dally M medalist, no. But I actually think he will probably improve in this system.
Yeah,
Because
he has to.
It was
He's
never.
gotta.
It was more just the fact that old Joe has just steamed out and said
Yeah,
he's going to
he's-
be the best player in the comp this
He's
year.
just
And
fucking
it's like, okay, fuckhead, chill out a little bit. Like, because I really agree with him that this is the best thing that could have happened for Brooksy.
100%.
He's not too old. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he'd be our age as well, Groper, probably
Somewhere
around
around
30.
that, yeah.
But like, he's not too old. It's a fresh start. He has the chance now to let Cherry Evans just do what he's been doing, and
Yeah.
he can just play his own game
Yeah.
off the back of it, sort his own shit out.
Yeah.
He's an experienced fucking half. I think that he will do a good job.
This
Yeah,
is
I agree with you.
So
probably Manly's best team they can put out, bar Schuster.
Yeah.
Who's just always fucking injured.
fridge.
Which, yeah.
And
Which
would
is-
he be in that second row spot in front of Benny Travojevic, you reckon?
I think so, but he can play 5'8" as well. But it has to be Olakawatu and him in second row.
Yeah.
But
Really?
They've come out and said that they want to make what's the big ginger, Brad Parker. They want to put him in the back row this year as well.
How's
But,
that make you feel, mate? Like dropping him from the starting squad?
Yeah,
should
look,
be
I
in
want
there.
as many
Personally
gingers
attacked.
as possible.
He's
in
another one who
every
just
team.
fucking plays everywhere.
Does, hey.
Yeah.
Fills in.
But the question mark mainly for me in that whole team, because I like it as well, is Benny Travojevic second row. I just think he's going to have a bit on if he's defending Colin. Is
Yeah.
he? I don't know which side he's on. If he's got Arrow, it's a bit less to ask, but
Still.
that's a fucking big
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Impressed at the
yeah.
trial, but that was when they were playing
You can't-
Bunnies who had
I just
fucking
haven't seen
third
him
grade.
against. I just haven't seen Ben Travojevic up against like real quality opposition in the
So,
starting
yeah,
team.
what
that's
you're
all.
sort of saying here is because you got, like, let's be honest, they're fucking pretty star-studded teams. Like,
Absolutely.
hopefully Turbo stays fit. You got Latrell up against him.
Yeah, they sort of cancel each
Saab
other
and
a
Johnston,
bit. Yeah.
like they're both fucking elite. And then Richie Kenner, I think, probably falls down
Well,
a bit in
that's-
the centres for
yeah.
the Rabbits.
Three
But
centers for the Rabbit. Oh, sorry, three centers. The two centers for Rabbits would be Whiten.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
Campbell Graham.
And that's
Yeah,
right. That's
so
what I was going to
imagine
say.
that,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah. Like obviously Cody Walker, Latrell, and AJ finishing in the corner is a lethal combo.
Yeah.
No matter who you're playing. But like I just think Jack Whiten will be a great addition in the centres when he comes back for the Rabbits. That strike weapon out
Whiten and
wide,
Campbell.
like we were
Oh,
talking about before, is just so.
Whiten's edge defense is so fucking solid too.
Yeah.
and I
So-
forgot about that fucking serial killer.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Those two, if they're just a little bit light out wide.
Yeah.
But the back three, like the back row for the Rabbits is rock solid,
Oh.
mate. Colin Jai Arrow, and Cameron
Cameron
Murray.
Murray.
Yeah.
That's fucking
So
elite.
it's a solid team, maybe lacking some firepower, or maybe some firepower up front. Like you got Sean Kepi, who's
Yeah.
playing his old team,
Yeah.
and who's
Totola.
Totola. And I'm like, they're good, but it's not like you go, oh, that's
But that's the same as them. Same as Manly, I reckon. You
that.
got
That
Josh
Paseka is a
Allo, eh?
fucking pretty big,
Yeah.
massive
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
cunt.
isn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I think it's evenly matched. Like
I
I
honestly
actually
think so too.
So it's going to be a good one. I think it's a great game to bring over there, like with a fair few
100%.
stars in it, like Turbo Latrell,
Yeah.
fire, like playing first game of
Yeah.
the season.
Well, Turbo's probably been over there all off season getting the fucking hamstring.
yeah, there's no cut in
Yeah.
Australian knows hammies. How's that? Yeah, we flew him 14 hours so some cunt can fix his hammy.
Those
Like no one in Australia knows hammies.
those
No,
two.
what was his? That wasn't his
I don't know.
injury from Origin though. What did he do at Origin?
Oh, it's Peck.
A pec.
Yeah,
He
no
tore his
cunt knows pecs
But
either,
yeah,
either.
you're right. Yeah. No, they didn't actually fly. I'm talking
Yeah.
about his hammy.
Because
from a
Latrell
while
went
back.
over here for his calf too, didn't he?
Did he?
I think so.
What do you think, boys? What's your tip?
I
Oh, look.
Ooh. First one.
I honestly,
Are we going tips now?
Well, just for these two.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
just for them too.
boys, this is what I'm doing. Remember how I said at the start, I'm not going to go against it. I'm just going to go with everyone else at the start. I'm not doing that. I'm going the Seagulls. I just think that little bit of lack in the centres and just feel like Luke Brooks, I'm backing Luke Brooks to fit in well with Cherry Evans. They're going to have a real good kicking game.
Yeah.
And I just think they turn him around and just win the field position thing. And that Olakawatu is a fucking beast, and he will be in me multi that I'll put on, I think.
Honestly, I was leaning more towards Manly as well. And yeah,
Well,
I
you're
think
gonna
this
have
is
to
a bit of,
give one.
it's a fucking stab, but I'm just going to go Manly too.
Yeah.
I think
Righto.
both teams need to improve after last year. Rabbitoh's well below par. The only thing that can really stop these two fucking teams this year is injuries. They've got so many injury
Well,
prone
they've already
players.
got some.
The hardest
Yeah,
thing is
exactly
like
right.
whenever you tip against Rabbits, all I think is if Latrell Cody
Shows up,
is
yeah.
on, but
Same with
sometimes
Manly.
they aren't on.
I'm
So-
backing them in.
Yeah?
I'm backing Trell
Gee.
and Cody to get the job done.
Righto.
Look, I think I fucking forgot about the bloody Campbell Graham, eh? And if him and Whiten were playing, it'd be $1.50, I reckon.
Yeah.
I
be
honestly,
paying.
that would be a big. I'd probably lean towards
that
more
whole
bunnies.
back line would be just holy shit when they get them back.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I'm going to back in Kalal Matangi, Jai Arrow, Cameron Murray, those sort
Manly-
of players to come out and and then in attack, obviously. You just don't know with Latrell if he's going to show up, but
See-
I'll take the
see,
punt.
Same
this-
with Turbo though, man.
Us
You don't
just
know,
talk-
but he shows up. It's just whether he's going to fucking stay fit.
us just talking about this, I'm rethinking me whole predicted ladder already.
Yeah, I
Because I've
know.
got the Rabbits out, but I'm going Serial Killer and Jackie Whiten in the centres. You're fucking near minor premiers.
What's wrong with you?
Anyway, I'm sick of it.
I've got
but
the fucking rabbits out too.
Yeah.
I think maybe I'll change that.
I've left
Anyway.
it
Righto, let's get into the real game.
Yeah.
the big
the major
one.
game.
The big.
The big. Where
What
are
are we thinking here? This is a fucking good game.
This is.
I look
Yeah.
at Broncos 17, and it is exactly what I was fucking hoping
it
Kevy would
gives me a stiff one.
pick. I am
Looking at it.
so fucking hard right now looking at it because I was not worried that he was going to pick Oates instead of Mariner, but I was just really hoping he's gone with someone young. Oatesy,
Yeah.
I think's done his bit. He's good for depth, but Mariner needs to be that winger, which he's done. Cobbo in the fucking centres.
Are you like that? Because
I
I'm a
fucking
bit
love it.
off that.
Oh, I love it. I
I'm thinking in my head, I'm going, fuck, if we could just put Cobbo back on the wing, and obviously this isn't going to happen, but if we could just have Herbie, and put Cobbo
Yeah, well, we've
on
got to
the
make
wing
do with
and-
what we've got.
I know, 100%, but I'm just
Cobbo,
going,
this could be
oh,
Cobbo's chance because when he started playing, everyone was like, he's the next GI, he's the next Latrell.
he's never, ever going to be that.
Well, that's what I was going to
yeah,
say to you
this could
before.
be his fucking chance.
Remember I said something earlier about how there's a couple of wingers that have been moved into the centres. There's Ruben Garrick.
Saw that, yeah,
And
because Jackson
he's
Paulo's
played
there
a
now
bit there,
too.
but yeah.
Ruben Garrick and Selwyn Cobbo. I like
Yeah.
one, I don't like the other. I like Cobbo because I reckon he's that fucking talented and good with the ball that I feel like they're doing it to give him more ball, give him more opportunities to fucking attack and stuff like that. And look, if it doesn't work, they can move him back to the wing and shit. But I think
Mariner can
that's
play
like
centres too.
But I think that's like a tactical thing that could pay off. Garrick, I don't really like because I feel like he is just a dead set, unreal finishing winger.
That's right,
and he
yeah.
doesn't have that like one-on-one crazy power burst or just that
Yeah, that's
natural thing.
Yep.
So I'm like, I feel like they've done that because they don't have any other options. Where I feel like Cobbo, they're trying something.
Yeah, that's
like,
right.
I don't know. That's my sort of take on that.
Yeah, 100%.
I agree. He's
with
definitely got the ability there. Is he just smart enough though?
Yeah.
Because every time he's ever gone to fullback or gone to another position, he's just has looked out of place.
Very young too.
Yeah,
True, yeah,
he's
he's
got a lot left in his fucking career. But the only thing that really worries me is, like you said, when he's in winger, and a couple times you'll be like, "Why have you just done that kick?
Yeah.
I feel like, why have you done this? Why have you made that decision? You've got a lot more decision to make in centre, having that bloke outside you,
Especially defensively too.
100%. So it's either going to be fucking amazing,
Yeah.
or he'll go after 6 weeks, you're not playing good and sending you back to the wing. I
He'll
think
probably-
there's no, he's doing all right.
He'll line up against. It looks like he'll line up against Billy Smith, not Joey Manu, which is probably going to help him.
Yeah.
But Billy
So-
had a good year last year. Don't get me wrong.
He actually did.
Would you rather Arthur's over Oatsy?
Yep, I would. Arthur's season last year, you could not fucking fault it. Even in that grand final, his kick returns coming out of that fucking edge. Like you said, the better teams, their backs coming out of your own end, they pick up the slack. His finishing, he's just Arthur's. That was his best season to date.
Yeah, it was a good
Oatsy-
season.
No, he's going good. I just go, like, I don't think that one position wins or loses Broncos a game either.
No.
But I don't know. I just feel
You
like
prefer Oatsy?
Well, yeah,
He's just a bigger body.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's such a big fucking human.
Yeah.
And
I think
he's been
Oatsy
there
is good
from
enough to start
experienced, you know.
on an NRL team, but
You
Mariner
take
needs to
Arthur's,
be
yeah.
put in from this age.
Yeah.
And because
Yeah,
he's
I'm
going to
not
be a
questioning
fucking
Mariner at
gun.
all.
Yeah.
I mean, between Arthur's and Oatsy, it's a bit of a, I don't know.
I just don't think you can. Don't fix something that's not broken.
You
man.
just want
Arthur's
that-
was so good last year. Oatsy was a bit inconsistent.
Yeah, you're just looking for that big winger to truck.
Yeah,
out
yeah,
of your
yeah.
own
Just-
end.
yeah.
But they're just quick and elusive, and they'll still make you 10 every time. And then
No,
they're
that's
100%.
it's not like you see it and go,
finishes.
shit call. I was just sort of like, oh, righto.
It's
You
good.
Got the start
It's
over
good to
it.
have. Hasn't
think it was a
he?
good
Isn't he
headache to
sitting
have,
on a
yeah.
milestone game or something, Oatsy?
He might be.
I
He's
think
been
he's-
there a long
It
time.
was something about 200,
I
wasn't
thought
it?
his next one was going to be a milestone,
Yeah.
or maybe I've got that
So he's
wrong.
30
No, I
this
remember
year
seeing
too old,
something about
Oatsy. Starting to...
Because he's
a bit
18th
long.
man, so he's in the squad.
Yeah.
He'll definitely play games this year, probably fucking Origin time.
Yeah.
But, yeah, another big inclusion I like, who stayed fit, and I think it was stupid if you didn't pick him after his trial performance, was Pete Kura.
Yeah, fucking oath.
That was
he's
like,
good.
who's
That
going
was
to
good.
fill in for Capewell, and he has just put his hand up.
The pack looks good.
I
Fucking
initially
oath.
thought like, oh, what are they doing in the reserves with the front row? But then I'm like, Carrigan can go straight, slip into there while Hetherington goes lock.
Yeah.
You got Xavier Willison straight in the front row, that big cunt. I think
He's
Fletcher
gonna be a
Baker's a
force.
great get from the Chooks.
Yeah.
He's solid.
Another one playing his own old side.
Yeah. So and yeah, man, I've really liked the Broncos
That
this
whole
year as much as
17.
it stings me to say that.
It's good.
I think-
Hey, let's not write the Chooks off though. They've
I'm not writing them off at all.
It's
look at
hard because for the whole season last year, we all said how they underperformed, but they made a fucking prelim. So you can't say that they underperformed. Unless you had them penciled in to definitely win the comp, which a few people did. But you make a prelim
It was
final.
their start to the season. Their first half
I
of
know,
the year
but
was.
at the end of the day, they made a prelim
You can just never count them out.
and they
They're
lost
just-
by a point, didn't
Yeah.
they?
Oh,
Or they
was
get
that-
pumped.
I thought they got.
Yeah, they did.
Pumped.
Sorry.
Angus Crichton didn't even make the team.
I did notice that.
He's Connor Watson
'cause you got-
either. Connor Watson and Angus Crichton, 22 and 19. The bench is Sandon Smith. Watch me fuck this up.
Nafua White.
Yep, which I haven't honestly ever seen play.
Nafahu,
And
sorry.
Who's Terrell May? Was he playing with someone else?
Isn't that a fucking Penrith boy?
Nah, that's Tyron May. Taylor May, sorry.
Don't know.
Anyway, so there's a few lads there,
Nat
but
Butcher on the bench too.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I'm sort of going Sia Wong.
Roosters,
He was good.
Was
though,
he
last-
pretty
at the
slick?
back end? Yeah.
because they had a lot of injuries fucking hit them as well. They had a few forwards step up, but
Good
it was
front row.
huge.
Spencer Leniu
Yeah, that's
getting
what I was
his,
just about to say.
getting his chance,
Good
run
front
on.
row.
Because we hear Hargreaves is suspended, correct? So he's
Probably.
come in. This is
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I've no idea, but yeah.
This is one of Spencer Leniu's. He has started like fucking handful of NRL games. He's been in the bench at Penrith the whole time.
Mate,
Likes
yeah.
fish and Leota.
One thing
So
that I
he's gonna
was
be a
off
wrecking
at
ball.
Penrith was how long Ivan would give him. Like, I understood off the bench for the impact, but he'd only get like fucking 15, sort of 20 minutes some games the whole time, and you're going, bruh, like he makes a difference out there.
Yeah.
When the legs are
Good on him.
tired, he comes on and just
Yeah.
fucking wrecking.
Couldn't
ball.
have gone to a worse side, but anyway.
Yeah,
But no, that's going to be good. But what's your thoughts
Bronx.
there, boys?
Bronx
yeah,
for
I'm-
me, obviously.
me too.
Bronx,
Sweet.
I think
Triple threat on the
after
Bronx.
last year and this team, like I mentioned last week, similar to the Penrith thing, Broncos just one player out, the next young gun through.
Yeah.
And we don't look a fucking bit out of place.
Yeah.
See those little
Best-
buys like Fletcher Baker, he probably would have been good value. He wouldn't have been crazy expensive, but he's just a bloke that comes from a really good system.
And he
that's
will
gonna
just do his job.
plug in and just do his job.
Fucking
yeah.
oath. So
Yeah.
Corey Jensen going back and starting. He was starting over Flegler 2 years ago. and
right.
he has never done a single fucking thing wrong.
Yeah.
Probably Flegler's probably the better forward, but I think that forward pack is still so solid, even with Capewell and Flegler gone.
Yeah, it is definitely, and that's a credit to blooding them in
100%.
like over the last
giving them
couple
their
of years.
chance and
So,
being around that system. A few young players like Walshy and Ezra Mam are just going to go through the fucking roof again this year.
You reckon? Oh, I hope so.
100%.
I hope we haven't pulled the trigger on Ezra's contract.
No
After
way,
fucking-
man.
After he had a great season.
I don't
get me wrong.
a
but
doubt about them too. They're the
Yeah.
future of the club.
I had doubts about Ezra all season pretty well, but he just
Really?
kept performing, and it was like, fuck yeah, how good's this? So anyway,
Renault re-signed for another year too, 2025.
well,
So,
that's good because I was worried that last year's GF fucking heartbreak was going to be it. Like
That was
he
our
goes,
chance, yeah.
That's Renault. He's got one more year left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I hope that they've knuckled down in preseason.
Yeah.
And they've
Mate,
gone,
they'll be able to
right.
manage him through this year and next year. He would have known personally how he was feeling last
Exactly
year if he
right,
had
yeah.
more than one season.
Yeah,
He seems so injury prone, which is what concerns me. But if he thought he wasn't fucking fit enough to be able to play for an extra 2 seasons, he would have said no.
I
Yeah,
reckon
true.
you'll be right. They'll have
True.
to start thinking though, like as in this year, they'll
Who's
have
gonna-
to try and
who's
go
replacing
right.
him?
Well, who's like we're going to have this much cap spare at the end of that year. Who are we going for?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Spare cap.
No, but like when Reynolds goes,
Yeah,
retires,
true.
they're going to have that to spend. on
Basically, just send that to Reece Walsh.
yeah.
Well, yeah, his contract ends this year.
I know.
So he's going to be
He's going to be the highest paid
Fucking
player
lot.
in the NRL.
Are we doing this predicted ladder before we go to the AFL?
Yeah,
or what
go
do you
on. We
think?
can do
Let's
that.
get into it.
Swap it around.
After even talking then about the rabbits
Swap
and
it.
who I forgot was coming in. No, I'm not. I'm just going to read it out, but I am fucking not confident at all.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah.
So, before we do it, I'm going to... Well, I think you've done the same.
Yeah,
I know what you've done, Jace, but last year, it was... To do a 1 to 8 in order is fucking... It's like...
Impossible.
It's impossible because if you're going to finish top 4 with 2 rounds to go, you'll rest players, you'll do this, you do that. So to actually get it in order is hard, but I've just gone a top 4 and a bottom 4 again.
Yeah, I like that. I've got same thing, but I've got who I think will finish first.
Righto.
Yeah,
Like a minor
I've got that too. I've got it in order, but I'm with Groper too. Like it's fucking hard.
Yeah,
To get in
because
order.
teams don't not necessarily really give a fuck about minor premiership. If they're finishing second, they're still getting a home final.
Yeah, so you
same
want the home
advantages.
final, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway. Am I going?
Yeah, kick it off, mate.
So, top 4, I've got Broncos, Panthers, the Cows,
wow,
and the Sharks.
Sharkies too.
Yeah. So,
Bold, mate.
bold of the Sharks, I know. My thoughts on the Cowboys is they couldn't have had that good of a year in 2022
Wow.
and then not shown up in 2023. I just think that they're going to
Fair enough.
get back to that 2022 form. They definitely had an off year. Get back to that. Away we go.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And then my bottom 4, also controversial.
Oh,
I've got
fuck it. This is the hardest one out of all of
the
it.
Roosters, the Storm, the Finns. So I've got 3 Queensland teams in there. Roosters, Storm, Finns, and the Knights.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So fuck the Finns recruited well, and the thing that fucked them last year was injuries.
Yeah,
So
well,
they
that's-
tapered right off.
Tommy Gilbert for him
I know.
straight
the
up.
big
Ace.
ACL.
beetroot
Season
face
done.
has
That
just
is
gone.
a cunt of an injury. I wish someone had come up with it somehow fixing that in like 3 months. Would be nice.
Well, you can walk in 3 months. You just can't
okay.
run.
You'll snap it again.
Yeah, look, I just think their recruitment was elite, and Bennett will have them cherry ripe. Obviously, not ideal with Tommy Gilbert going down straight away.
Mate,
They've
I
got
reckon
forward
there's
depth,
so
though.
many teams like that, like the Finns, how you could go through their roster and be like, oi, if they all perform, they could all end up at that bottom half
oh,
of the
100%. I've got the Eagles,
Yep.
and I'm doing it again. I'm saying the doggies will be sniffing around. So definitely the Eagles more so than the Dogs, I reckon. If they end up in the 8, like I definitely will not be surprised.
Yep.
Even talking about the Raiders pack before, I'm going,
know,
fuck, I've left them out.
I thought that I reckon they'll drop off
Yeah,
this
right.
year. So I reckon the Raiders will drop off. I've left Souths out, which sounds insane considering we
After
just
the
mentioned
yarn
their
we just-
team.
Yeah.
But I need to see it.
Yeah, me
I
too.
need to
I've done the
see
same.
Trell back before I commit to him.
I honestly think there is 15 fucking teams that could make the top 8 this year.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, it is so hard.
Who's out? The Tigs.
Chigs and Dragons.
Right, I've gone.
No-brainer.
So the top 4, I've gone Brisbane, who I think, which hurts me, will take out the minor premiership. That's me tip. The Bronx. And then I've gone Penrith, Roosters and Sharks.
You got
In
the Sharkies in there too.
Yeah, I was teetering whether I was going to have them in the top 4 or in the bottom 4, but I just think that they've got a really well-balanced team. A lot of the teams that I've seen before, I even think the Storm, which I've gone 5th, I look at their team and I'm like, fuck, they are heavy in the call. Like they got Pappenhausen, Grant, Hughes and Munster.
Yeah, it's massive.
But then a lot of their forwards and shit, man, is just... And they've always done a good job, but I always struggle at the start of seasons to go, fuck, are they too heavily invested in those...
in the spine.
How are they
those
going to do it
spine
this
players?
year? But Bellamy just makes it work.
But you just
doesn't
have to put them there until they prove you wrong. So, like, I've gone Storm 5th, Warriors 6th, Sea Eagles, then Knights.
So you got the Wars and the Eagles in there. And I agree with you about the Eagles, mate. We can't put 10 teams in the 8, so I have to sort of cull one of them.
And then, mate, it's that hard for me, these next 3, Dolphins, Raiders and Rabbits.
Yeah.
I just think the Raiders and Rabbits, like that, they have those squads that could be there, but you have to fucking pick 8. And that's for me. It's just Dolphins, Rabbits, Raiders, Eels, Cowboys, Dogs, Dragons, Titans, then the old Tigs.
Yeah. So I reckon Tiggs is a spoon again.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
that's my pick as
I'm
well.
hoping it's not. But
Yeah, I hope it's
then
a
you
Newey.
go, I don't know. As a neutral, I'm almost like, I don't know who I'd like to get the spoon. Just because you're like...
I'd like Penrith too, but that's not going to fucking happen, is it?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I don't know.
But even like teams like the Eels, they were top 4 for fucking years. And
They made a
know.
grand final 2 fucking years
but
ago.
I just can't put them there because I'm like,
Neither can I. I'm the
What's
same.
something
about
about
it?
it,
They're
James?
fucking hopeless.
Mine's kind of similar to yours, but at the same time, we've all got a bit of fucking variety in there, which I like.
Yeah, it's good.
It's
Surely we'll
like
get-
I said, there's like 15 fucking teams. But my top 4, Brisbane, I think minor premiers.
Yep.
Only going to fucking improve off last year. Penrith, that needs no explaining. They're not going to drop off in form. Roosters, big improvement this year. I tipped them to be minor premiers last year. The squad they've got, it's only gotten better this year.
It is good
Sam
squad.
Walker, I think, is in for a big year. So I think they're just another team like Melbourne that you can just never count out.
Yeah, 100%.
As well as in the top 4, I've got Melbourne.
Yep.
And
And
then-
then here we go.
Bottom 4 out of the 8, I've got. I can't pick an order for these, so I've just gone Manly. Huge improvement from last year, like I mentioned. Bunnies. They're gonna be there, but they're not gonna be good enough
The
to
more
contend.
I think about it, can I?
Yeah, we fucked up.
They're gonna be in the
fucked
8 compared to last year, but they're just not gonna be enough to go for that premiership.
Yeah.
And the Wars.
Got the
like
Wars.
I like
Yeah.
that,
I think
Jace.
they're gonna.
That's
I think
pretty
the
good.
Wars will have a worse season.
They'll
Not
have to.
necessarily because they're going to drop off completely in form. I just think other teams are going to surpass them, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. And like their squad has gotten fucking better.
Kurt
But
Capewell. He's a big
Capewell,
inclusion.
RTS is back.
Yep.
So I
True.
just think it points towards them being better. But
Gonna
I
be a
think it
good
was
season.
a bit of
I-
a one-season wonder, if anything.
I reckon my theory on the Wars is that there's no way SJ can play as good as he did. Like,
Back-to-back
I reckon he
season,
got
like, continue that.
ripped off of Dally M.
Oh,
in my
yeah, he
fucking
did.
opinion.
Yeah.
And he cannot back that up. He's 33. So prove me wrong, but it'll be good
He's
to watch.
fucking done it
It'll be
before.
good to watch if
Yeah.
he does, but I just reckon there's no way he can back that up again.
Yeah.
So,
I agree with you.
Yeah,
so I've left them completely out, which
that
sounds...
from 4 till fucking midway through the bottom is just anyone. And as you saw last year, how close the points ended up with who was going to be that thing.
Yeah.
I think it'll be the same.
Well,
I think
you-
James in a great position
You
if
just
it is
put
like that.
both put Sharks in your top 4, didn't you? I've left
Yeah.
them completely out of the 8. I think teams Eels, Raiders, Sharks, one of them 3 are going to be fucking 9th place, I think. And Sharks, my logic off this is flat track bullies and pretenders the last 2 years. They're always sniffing around the top. Come finals, they just fucking
That's
crumble.
the Eels too.
Yeah,
That's
but they
Eels,
don't.
yeah.
But they don't have to.
But yeah,
they don't. This isn't
they can
finals.
just. That's what
This
I
is
mean.
getting
But
to finals.
I just think this year it'll be from the fucking start. They'll just be mid-table
Mate,
team.
to be honest with you, if Storm didn't do what Storm did for the last fucking however many years, I would have had them teetering on the 8 just because the more I looked through there, I was like, fuck, man, there's just those solid and top tier players in those positions. But I was just like, man, they've done it every year. That's why I've had to fucking put them in there.
Yes, because even the 5th place last year.
But it just wouldn't
and we were like,
surprise
what
me.
the fuck?
But
That
you
was an
think
average
about
season.
if Pap gets a serious injury and then Harry Grant does too or something.
Yeah.
Then you start to go, okay, where like
Nick
Meaney
Meaney
in the centres? Are you kidding? That's not. Nick Meaney does a good job, but he's not a centre for me, bro. Not at
He
all.
killed it in a fullback last year.
He did play well when Pap was out. But yeah,
But anyway,
it's just going to be another fucking interesting season.
it is.
You watch one of the Eels, the Raiders, one of them two will make the 8.
Yep. I
Just
think
because we've both left
I
them
can't see
out.
Raiders fucking improving.
I'm
They
interested
didn't win a
in-
game by more than 12 points last year.
Yeah. I'm
They
interested
had a
Oh,
point
sorry,
differential in the negatives, man.
That's
They
true.
were just
Massive
so
negatives.
fucking average and still somehow won games. Their forward pack, elite. Jamal Fogarty's fucking great. Whiten's gone. Their main man. I don't know. I just don't think they're going to be good for a couple of years.
I'm interested to see the take on the Cowboys, like how we've sort of gone. I can't see him there, but Grapes is like, no.
Yeah.
I get your theory too. Like, there's every chance that they fucking go, oi.
Gone the complete opposite theory.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
2022, that year they made the top 4, killed it. I said from the start, I counted them out completely because of their squad. And I think that year they overachieved so fucking hard. And then last year, the way they played good games, showed moments, but just not good enough. They played last year to their squad's ability, I think.
Yeah,
so this
righto.
year will be the exact same.
Yeah.
I've got them like around that like 12th to 14th.
Yeah, and I've gone the opposite. I
Yeah.
reckon they played how they should play in 2022 and they underachieved last year.
Yeah.
There you go. Complete opposite.
Yeah, who
Thought
knows?
Righto, that's good. Have we got a bit of? We'll touch on the AFL. There's
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
be heaps more AFL next week because that's when the game starts. So
Yeah.
we'll sort of try and get
And there's
into
trials on this week. There's a trial on right now.
There
Collingwood
was
are playing Richmond.
trials on the weekend too.
They were the simulations.
So
yeah.
I've found that the AFL trials aren't as intense as the NRL
Nowhere
trial
near.
games.
Yep.
Like you can just tell that the pressure is what they always talk about, pressure
Yeah.
in the AFL and perceived pressure and shit. When you get the ball, there's pressure on you to get rid of it straight away because
Instantly.
they're swarming. Doesn't happen in the trials.
It's a lot of ball
Not as
movement.
much urgency sort of
Nah,
thing.
they're
Yeah.
sort of going through the motions, getting the fucking bit of minutes in the legs and
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff, which is, it's still good to
Like
watch.
like
but-
a normal trial.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, did you see any trials?
I saw a couple of scores. I know Geelong played Carlton. I had a little inside source who was actually at Kardinia Park watching.
True.
He said the Cats moved the ball really well, but that's off the back of being no fucking pressure,
Yeah.
probably. They played a lot of their big dogs. Jezza played. Cam Guthrie played and got a fucking injury.
Oh.
He went off early, I think. So, yeah, there was a few. I think a lot of the teams didn't really field strong sides.
Yeah.
But
They probably will this weekend, maybe.
I think so, yeah. So Collingwood are playing Richmond right
Oh,
now.
yeah, I see that.
Collingwood are up 36
I would have
22.
thought there'd be some real high scores.
Yeah, well, if there's no fucking pressure and it's all just attack, move the ball, should be high scores.
Yeah. So this is apparently the first game of the preseason.
That's what I think.
they've
Mean
been
is
doing
see it
the-
says AFL preseason.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I
Because
was
of
talking about, those
simulations.
simulation
Yeah,
games.
it was like
whatever that fucking means.
done
Honestly,
it weirdly.
I thought it was going to be like a training run where you move say someone kicks it behind, you get the ball in the goal square and you just move the ball up the field without
Yeah.
getting touched and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that what it's going to
Like
be? I
Oz
don't know.
kick.
Yeah. So this is technically the first game of the preseason, which is
Yeah.
hard, which is on right now, which is why it's been hard to sort of judge off
Well, that's what I've been looking into.
simulation games. Because you're
Yeah.
like, are they
Man, even-
actually a trial or I
Even
don't know.
trying to look for scores of games that I didn't see, and it just doesn't tell me anything.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
this. It's also like behind closed doors almost.
They were playing them at 10 a.m. in the morning and shit.
Yeah, on a fucking Wednesday. So it's literally just training runs almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Keen to get into it though, boys.
I am very keen.
Yeah.
Keen for opening round.
OR.
Yeah, the big OR. But,
Very
yeah,
keen.
Like you said, we'll go into it in depth like we have with the league this
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Next week, closer to the first bounce of the year. But
Yeah.
it's another fucking rip snorter of a year coming up. A lot of teams,
I think it's
from
fucking
like
good.
14 teams could make the 8.
I'm glad we've split the shows up because, like, with all
Yeah,
this
I know.
stuff coming up, it's so exciting to talk about. If we had punting off the back of it, she would have went for fucking
We'd be here till
10
tomorrow.
hours.
Yeah. We wouldn't be going to work tomorrow.
No.
I am keen as for not so much opening round because Hawthorn aren't playing. But in round 1, they are.
Yes.
So, and we play Essendon straight up.
Yep.
So, good friend of the show, shouted me to a game once, Craig. Fuck you. No, it's an Essendon home game, so he will 100% be there in the members. Where
Yep.
he
We've got a
took me.
few listeners that are
last
Bombers
time.
fans. It wasn't Mitch.
Yeah,
met at,
Mitch, we met at the Millions.
yeah.
He was Bombers
Diehard
fan.
Bomber.
So this is a massive rivalry game.
Yeah, nice.
Been a rivalry game since the 80s. I can't wait
What a
for
way
it.
to kick things off.
At the G, it'll be prime. Yeah, and two sides that it should be very competitive because it's two sides that'll probably miss the 8.
Yep.
Essendon were in there all year and then got thumped in their last 2 games and missed out on fucking
They always seem to just be so.
Yeah.
They haven't won a finals game in like
a long time.
some
long
ridiculous
time.
number. It's their hoodoo.
So, yeah, it'll just be a good game to see where both teams are at. That's my
You got
thing.
Thursday
And,
night. You got the traditional Carlton versus Richmond.
Yeah, so that's pissed me off because they got this stupid opening round.
Yeah.
The
Where
first game
Carlton-
of the season has been for a long time now, Carlton v Richmond,
Yeah.
and they get 90,000 at the G on the first game of the season. It's electric. It's unreal.
Yeah.
But no.
They don't even have any fucking games at the G in the opening
I know.
round.
SCG, Gabba, Gold Coast, and fucking Giant Stadium in Sydney.
Woohoo.
What the fuck?
At
They'll
least
get-
that still, in a way, gives the special moment
It's
of
really
Carlton
the
Richmond.
first game in Melbourne.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
so I suppose.
They'll still get 90,000 there.
Oh, they-
Carlton will fucking pump them, I think.
Do you reckon? Yeah.
Richmond
yeah.
down, just declining.
Shoe on the other foot to what happened, what was going on 5 to 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Or like, especially 5 years ago, but
Richmond were on the up.
Yeah.
Dimmer's gone now too.
Richmond would just pump them every year.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of going the other
Richmond
way.
are going to be in a rebuild.
It was a
for
draw
few
last
years.
year.
It was too.
58 all or something.
Yeah.
Yes. it was a
Tom
draw.
loves draws in AFL.
But no,
Yeah.
that first round's
Fuck
going to
yeah.
be great. Just to, because like I said, I'll probably watch a few trials this weekend actually, but haven't watched any of those simulation, whatever they call them. So it'll be
Not a minute.
prime just to go straight in, see where every team's at.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
it's going to be fucking prime.
We'll rip into a bit more depth next week.
Yeah, she's going to be great. Righto, let's cover a bit of cricket real quick.
Yes.
I like to keep the show at about, just over an hour these days. This is going to go for
You'll
way
get what
longer.
you're fucking given.
Yeah, well, I've looked at it going 30 minutes to work, 30 minutes home. Fucking there you go. You see, get the whole thing.
We're not going to cut you short of entertainment,
Anyway,
though.
let's talk about that for 5 minutes instead of just moving on. India v England. So India win the series, boys. 3-1.
Beautiful.
Great comeback victory. So they were down in the first innings by about 50 or 60 runs, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then they've bowled the Poms out for fuck all. Chased the runs with 5 wickets to spare. Robinson played, boys. Big Ollie.
Did he?
Big floggy.
Big
Looked
fart
like
in the bar.
a fuckwit too. He had the big blonde hair, all dyed.
Nice.
Trolled in, bowled his 124, 125s. The prick made 57 batting in the
Did
first
he?
innings. Got that. He batted with Joe Root. Joe Root made 100 in the first innings. It was a great knock.
Yeah.
Absolute
Not out
good on
too,
him.
wasn't it?
great knock, not out. And the reason they made 350 was because Robinson made 57.
Yeah, right.
Batted with him. Joe was
Oh,
batting
good
with
on
the
him.
tail. That hurt me. Didn't matter.
Extended fart.
Didn't matter because he gave them all back when he bowled. Took none for 54 off 13 overs
So he really made 3.
in India's first innings.
Net.
Guess what he took in the second innings? Didn't get thrown the pill, boys. Did not bowl an over.
How many overs did they bowl?
Well, they chased 197 or something. India did.
They would have pumped you right up.
Oh, it was good.
Imagine
So-
just standing out in the field
But
going, I'm not getting the ball.
Jimmy Anderson bowled like 3 overs.
Yeah.
And Ollie didn't bowl 1. And then the spinners bowled the rest because it
Yeah,
was just
right. Big Leachy.
dirt track. But doesn't matter. No, he's not playing.
Oh.
Root.
Oh, that's probably why they lost.
Yeah.
Stuff.
If Leach was playing, man,
Oh, they
Different
were just
it'd be
Sucking
4
blood
it'd be
clean out of
4-0.
them.
Yeah.
Be 4-0. Stokes had to once again just fall on the sword. These fucking idiots, man. He's come out after the 3rd test and just gone, agrees with you actually, Tommy, and goes, I think we should get rid of the umpire's call. You know what the umpire's call? If it's hitting, it's hitting. If it's missing, it's missing. And then straight up, fucking, review, umpire's call. He stayed there. So, umpire gave it not out.
Yeah.
India review.
The whole point of it is
He stayed in.
it's not going to be fucking exactly pinpoint every single
Yeah.
time, and then it works in his favour. Yeah,
You should have
fucking
seen the ball he got
bites him in the ass.
first innings to get out. Oh my God. It was like pretty short. He's gone to go back and it fucking would have got an inch off the ground.
How could you even play that
He
once?
couldn't. He just sort of went to go back and then dropped his bat down trying to hit it and walked. He didn't even look at the umpire.
Just would
He
have
just
felt like an
walked
idiot.
off.
Well, just plumb.
Oh, it's plumb. And he's laughing on the way off because what can you
Yeah,
do?
there's
Like,
nothing you can do in that
literally nothing
situation.
you can do. And it was just funny because he's walked. Didn't even look at the ump, just walked.
Or just hit a lump of goat shit and just stay low.
Heaps of them did it. But then next ball, you'd hit the same spot and it'd fucking near hit you in the chest. Like that was the sort of wicket
Just
it
an
was.
unpredictable pitch.
Perfect for India because they're used to it,
Yep.
obviously. So they've won the series, 4 results in 4 games, which is obviously what
Yeah,
you want to
that's
see
good.
in Test match cricket. Not sure about Ben Duckett, that little garden gnome. So he's come
does
out
look like one.
and said that England should be credited for other teams playing an attacking brand of Test cricket. And it's like he's just forgotten about fucking players like Matty Hayden, Langer, Ponting, Gilchrist, who all attacked and took the fucking game.
Yeah.
to-
Even Warner. Like, as
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can even sprinkle him in there.
fucking.
Excuse me, Ben Duckett. Fuck off.
Baz
Fuck
didn't
off.
invent
Like-
attacking cricket.
They've come and score at 5 runs and over or whatever. I've been watching. This is a bit fucking lame, but to go to sleep, I've been putting like old games of cricket on. KO.
Mate, that's not lame. I've
And
fucking done it before.
The Aussies used to score at 4.5 runs and over every fucking game in the
Yeah.
first innings and shit because they
It's-
had all those guns and they just knew that if Hayden didn't perform, Punter would, and if he didn't, Damien Martin would, and if he didn't, Steve Waugh would. And, you know, like they
I
scored
think
at
it's
4.5
purely
and over.
Baz ball is all it is because England has made it something. If they went out, played this form of cricket, didn't really say fucking much, they'd be like, oh, okay, yeah.
The
they
Poms,
play-
they've
yeah,
hyped it up.
They play a bit
Yeah,
of attacking
yeah.
cricket, good on them. But now they're like, yeah, Baz ball is what we do. It's like they've made it such a big fucking spectacle.
Yeah.
And it's just
And
shit.
It's fuck all.
It has not worked as well as they thought it would.
Well, Wisdom cricket, fucking, they're just obviously they're poms, so they like pumping the poms up.
Yep.
It's the first series they've lost since Brendan McCullum took over. Is this Indian one because they drew the one against us, obviously. So
Yep.
anyway,
Didn't win,
good
though.
on them.
Didn't fucking
See how it
win.
goes. Well, it's good. We need them to keep going well because we need players like Bairstow, Robinson, Leach, all coming
I
to
want
Australia.
that same 11 to step onto the fucking
We
Gabba.
need them to
I'll be
keep
taking
going
2
well.
weeks off before it, so my voice is fucking primed.
No yarning for 2 weeks.
Be on a fucking voice strike.
Great. We won the T20 series too.
Whitewash, wasn't it?
3-0 whitewash. They had
boys.
2 games at Eden Park,
Yep.
which is the rugby ground where the Wallabies haven't won for like 30-something years. So it's good to get one home from there.
Yeah.
Timmy David was unreal in the first game. The first game, if they had played 2 more like that, would have been one of the great series, but they scored 430 runs in the first game like combined.
Yeah.
Timmy David wins the game, last ball hits a 4. And then the next 2 games at Eden Park, you think that they should be massive high-scoring games because it's a fucking footy field.
Yeah.
So the boundaries are short, but both games are ball dominated.
One of them had
So-
a bit of rain, though.
Yeah,
like
on the
DLS,
Sunday it did.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ball dominated both times. which was, you know,
Great,
surprising to me in a way.
Great to have behind us going into the Test series, a 3-0 win.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah, that's sick.
Completely different formats, obviously, but
Big
still.
Raheem Cornwall.
Oh,
The big West Indian.
The big West Indian Reggie.
Oh, the big Reggie,
proper,
yeah.
He's taken his 400th first-class wicket, boys.
Fucking good on him.
And
400.
he took a fucking, well, for him, a screamer.
He just fall on the fucking pitch.
So it was a caught and bowled. Bro, his fucking bowling action, I'm just like, it's because of obviously his agility that he has to bowl like that. But he just lands them.
He does.
And it's like,
great areas for the big fella.
It was a low down, caught and bowled, but he sort of just fell.
Yeah, it wasn't a big athletic
It wasn't a big dive. He
That's
just sort
awesome.
of fell and
He
took
was
it.
like, bang.
Fucking good on the big fella.
Big
How good's that?
Rastafari Reggie.
Imagine-
So good.
I reckon he must eat a fuckload.
You
because-
reckon?
Well,
Yeah.
he'd obviously have to be half fit to go out and bowl and
that many
field.
Looks like he
overs, yeah.
steals his teammates. food.
Run between the
Right,
wickets.
balls.
Hey, I'm
Last ball,
first at the buffet.
last ball going
Fucking
to lunch.
Forrest Gump, is he?
Yeah, I don't know. I fucked that up.
That did not sound West Indian.
Yeah. I'm fucking been a couple of big days, boys. Normally I'm good with that. I'll just shit all over that.
Oh, you actually don't do bad accents.
Oh, that was good. Hey, what about the UFC, mate? You said you watched it.
Yeah, it was good,
Nailed
man.
the call.
We were fucking... it was after the big day on Saturday, and we finally didn't have too much planned Sunday. So I was at the Airbnb. It was a free fucking card as well. So
Yeah.
KO on the smart TV, logged in, just got to watch the whole thing while being just a piece of shit on the couch. It was it was great. Mexican card. I was spewing because Roses Jr. pulled out like last minute,
I
like
did see
fucking
that.
very last minute. So I was keen to watch him. But apart from that, man, it was a good card to watch. Like that Daniel Selhuber was very impressive. He's a big, long streaker pelican shit, and he's young and just looked really good on the feet, which was a good one to watch. The co-main, obviously, I was pumped with this one. Ortega versus Rodriguez. Honestly, planned out how I hoped it would. Like, Rodriguez is one of those dudes who, like, he's got some of the most impressive knockouts. How he knocked out Korean Zombie.
Yeah.
He literally ducked down and threw an elbow over the top of his head and clipped him on the chin. Like, he's just this dude who's got such an elusive striking style. So, thought that he'd come out and win round one because he'd just be fresh piecing him up. And fucking Ortega looked in trouble round one. Like, proper in trouble, but... got through that and ended up fucking wearing him down and getting the choke in round 3, which I
Unreal.
was fucking yipping and yahoo.
Great tip from
I
you,
personally
quietly.
printed on that. Let me
Bit
just
more
say that.
on that on Thursday, I reckon.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
right. But then the main event, Battle of the Brandons. So Roy Val defeating Moreno via split decision, and I thought he did enough as well. Moreno was landing these real big, like, overhand rights, like these cleaner, big punches, but just the volume that the Roy Val was putting out just got him over the line with the judges. I think it was a split decision. But yeah, it was just a good Sunday, just sitting there fucking
perfect,
watching some
isn't it?
biffing.
Watching a bit of stinking.
So
yeah, nice.
It was good, mate. And one little thing I wanted to go off the back of that, the double champ chat, I feel like is getting thrown around a lot. Like for ages there, I felt like in the UFC, we had these dominant champions like Adesanya, Volk, like some people who were there for a long period of time, and you know there was the double champ status to get champions to fight champions and shit, and it made sense with they were there for ages, and like Volk for ages didn't even have a clear cut person he should fight at featherweight. Like that Korean Zombie fight, that was just so he could fight.
Yeah,
like there's no way
murdered
that
him.
was ever like a whoa, wonder if he
Yeah.
can beat him. So like Ilya. He's beat Volk, fucking knocked him out too. There's no question
Clean,
in it.
yeah.
But like you've seen him throw a bit of lip round saying like, yeah, Rodriguez, like all these dudes, Ortega, he's not giving him a sort of shot, like that sort of rhetoric. And it's like, well, you are though, because
You
you
haven't
just
beaten
beat Volk from a fair bit down in the rankings. So you still got to prove yourself against the top contenders
Yeah.
at featherweight before you start yarning about going to fight Islam or something like
Yeah.
that. Like, I just feel like it's getting thrown around way too early now, where it's like, just fucking dominate your division. And then
Yeah.
when you've cleaned your division out, that's when you try and go the GOAT status. Like,
Do you reckon he got the shot because obviously Volk would clean the rest of them out?
Yeah.
And so he got the shot from down a bit. But
Yeah.
Do you reckon he, in his head, and it's fine to think this way if he wants, he's thinking, right, he already beat them, now I've beat him. So
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's probably
that's
the
just
fashion.
not how it works.
Probably
Yeah.
the fashion that he knocked him out in and stuff like that. But yeah, I just feel like, man, if he fights Max Holloway, beats him, like I think Volk deserves a rematch first.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then he should have to fight Max Holloway, who's been there, and it was only Volk that stopped him being so good. Like similar to fucking Whittaker Adesanya for years.
Yeah.
So I just reckon that Ilya has to defend against these top competitors that Volk fought off before he even goes, right, I'm the fucking man.
No, I 100% agree.
You know?
It's point of
We'll
being a
see what
champion
happens.
of the fucking
I wonder what
division.
will happen.
If you're not going to...
Because, you know, O'Malley's already talking about, like, wanting to fight Ilya and these things. And I don't know, I just feel like, fucking defend some belts,
Has,
boys.
what was I going to say? I forgot. Don't worry about it.
But,
Lost it.
Yeah,
gone.
that Marab, yeah.
Has Islam fought anyone other than Volk to defend his belt?
Yeah. Who has he fought? Fucking... I don't know, because that's just right at the front of me head. I know he has defended
He has
his
defended
belt.
it other than Volk.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm not even 100% sure.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
I'm
gonna
just
fucking
thinking
try.
like,
I can't think of
fuck,
who.
he keeps fighting featherweights. Like, surely he's got to fucking defend it against the lightweight.
Yeah.
Well, didn't he? Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I'm not even going to talk out my ass.
Yeah, me neither.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Well,
well, yeah, that's a bit of UFC.
fucking oath. We've got some good boxing coming up too. I can't wait to get into that in a few weeks.
Fuck yeah.
We'll just bit of other stuff. I've got a bit on the EPL coming up. Big Everton news happened a couple of days ago.
I did see that.
So, but first of all, turns out our equestrian mate, the mankini wearing equestrian.
Yeah.
Don't want to tease you too much, but we might be getting him on next week
Oh.
for a bit of a yarn, little pre-Olympics chat. So
That'll be a great yarn.
how's
just to-
this? Pulse Racing Thoroughbreds.
Yeah.
Great blokes.
Yeah.
Family owned, family sort of business that they run there. That's who will be with us again in June at the Magic Millions
Of course.
national sales. They fucking, what's his name? I forgot his name.
Cameron.
Shane Rose.
Oh.
So Shane, no, it's not Pulse.
He gets to do
Shane
his
Rose,
mankini work
The
too, he
mankini
reckons.
wearing Shane Rose.
Yeah.
He breaks in all the thoroughbreds, most of the thoroughbreds for Pulse.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So-
In a mankini?
As-
Can we request that for ours?
well,
That he
Yabby's
has
already
to wear
broken
it.
in.
No, for the one we're buying.
Oh, yeah.
Mate, can you please make sure that this horse is broken in while you've got your freckle out?
Right.
We'll have to hit him up on the show.
We'll hit him up and say, hey, mate,
Good
we want
juju,
you to
bro.
break.
And
We want
speaking
you
of
to
Borat
break
voice
out
the
here.
whole time. Trotting around, very nice.
So how good's that? Fuck yeah, we'll get him to break ours in.
Fucking
gotta.
oath.
Prime.
So I mean, well, that's the sort of shit we can talk to him about.
Yeah. And just quickly on the Premier League, I'm not going to harp too much here, but Liverpool won their 10th or 11th League Cup title on the weekend.
In a fucking amazing
No one cares
fashion.
about that.
We do. Team of youngsters who had school the next fucking day beat $1 billion bottle jobs Chelsea.
Chelsea suck, though. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, they
no one
shouldn't.
cares about that comp, so doesn't really
You'd
matter.
fucking care. You'd be
But
crying
the-
if Everton won it, mate.
We haven't won it since 95, but Everton had a successful appeal of their 10-point deduction.
That's
So
good.
they didn't get all 10 of them back, but they got it reduced to 6. So now we're 5 points clear of the bottom 3.
You're a bit more safe.
A bit more safe for now.
It's right
I think
there,
we've
mate, though. Don't look
drawn
back.
we've drawn 6 of the last 7 games. Just can't quite get over the line. But I'm
Just
I'm happy.
parking the bus.
I'm happy with that, mate.
Yeah.
That's fucking great. Keep drawing games and we'll be safe.
Yeah, that'd be fucking riveting.
But it's not over because that
That
sanction
points thing.
that sanction that they got was for the 21-22 season.
Oh.
Now, it's getting to a joke now. They're gonna have. They did the same thing for the 22-23 season. They lost too much money over that 3-year rolling period. So now there's a review going on about that. So potentially could lose more points. But the whole fucking thing's a shit show because this is going to happen in April and the decision will be made and then they'll get a chance to appeal it. And the appeal will have to happen in May.
When the season
And
finishes.
The season finishes. So you could potentially have a team that finishes 18th think they're relegated into the league below. Next thing, Everton loses points and they're actually relegated. Like, you can't do that. Because
Yeah,
the
you've
whole
got to
point,
set it way earlier.
the
eh?
last day of the season is you've got to know, do we need to win today? Do we need to draw? Who do we need to lose?
Yeah.
All that sort of shit to stay safe. And I'm just like, fuck, all
Build
the dates.
suspense, yeah.
The dates they've set out, the appeal will have to be finalised 3 days after the Premier League's fucking finished for the year. Oh, it's going to be a
fucking
show.
nerves on if you're like
I'm just-
right in the edge of relegation on last day, and you're just like,
And
oh
you don't
well,
know.
boys, we don't know if we're going to get fucking done here anyway.
Yeah, I'm just
Being
hoping
cheats.
that they've set a precedence now. They won't even bother with the 10. It'll just be 5 or 6, and then we can appeal it and maybe see what happens. Anyway, big news. We got 4 points back, and we're fucking
huge,
5 points clear at the bottom, boys.
And Liverpool's still sitting pretty at the top.
Yeah, fuck them. Righto, sweet. Hey, boys, one of our biggest supporters.
Ah, the
Standard
squeeze.
squeeze. It's squeeze of the week time.
It is.
These guys sick of the issue of using glass when you go fishing. And fuck, how good was this? Fishing on Saturday morning. I dead set. Had me 4-in-1. I haven't got the lid for it here.
Yep.
Made a coffee.
Yep.
Went out. Drank it. I had a shit at the boat ramp, which was the best thing I did all day because I fucking hate
Just hanging
the
off.
worst thing going fishing is that I need a shit and I don't get to have me morning shit because you leave it sparrow.
Yeah.
So you got to hang off the boat or get in the water and it's just a fucking shit show.
Big aqua shit.
Anyway,
Literally,
done
yeah.
that. Had me coffee, rinsed it out with the salt water, banged a can in there a bit later. It was prime. I should have taken a fucking video. I felt that bad. I messaged that.
using it to its
literally
full potential.
But
Yeah.
that is what it's for, though. They're all about making shit easier and more convenient. Like the
Yeah.
squeeze bottle into the 4-in-1, it just saves room, saves time, saves money.
And I
Saves
said
rubbish,
to Mick,
everything.
I said to Mick when we were out there, I was like, this is where these 4-in-1s just come into their own is when you're fishing. Because it'd be cartons, like total,
Yeah.
of beers that have gone hot while you're fishing.
Yeah, fucking oath, man. Because the sun is beating it as well.
And
Like,
you're fishing.
yeah, so you fucking got a bit on. So, yeah, exactly
They are,
right,
this is
mate.
where they just come right into their own is when you're fishing, man. It was
Yeah,
just
Especially if
fuck,
you're doing a
where's
couple
me
of
beer?
like overnight trips and that as well, where there is a likelihood of you sleeping, waking up, probably getting into a coffee to start your day.
Yeah,
Like,
perfect.
you know, so fucking go get into them.
Yeah.
If
And
that
if
doesn't,
you're buying, if
You
you're buying
get
a
a-
squeeze, buying a hat, buy anything, Reggie 15 at checkout for a discount,
Fuck
15% off.
15% off, Reggie 15. Get into it. Support us. Support us. Support everyone. Standardsqueeze.com. That's where you go too.
Get in there.
Now, what do you reckon, boys? I reckon there's a good sniff.
There's a good
Fucking, I
great
reckon
big
Liam
sniff.
Moyer is fucking copping it, in my opinion.
It's got to be him. It's
righto.
fucking clear cut, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, eh? What's
I
coming
know
in?
your logic.
So I've got a line here in the next segment. It says, I'm all about making Liam Moore the captain.
Dual winner.
Well, he's,
could be,
well,
but
he's just
anyway.
fucking won anyway, the squeeze.
Yeah,
but
righto.
heading on to the new one, another massive supporter of ours, Country Trucker Caps, the best fucking caps in the land. Head to countrycompanies.com for all the designs the Knuckler's got there, and countrytruckercaps.com to design your very own for your business, for anything. You can put anything on these hats, believe me when I say that, anything. Yeah, it was just with the fucking legend actually on the weekend, getting stuck right into his work. Spun a few proper true yarns there.
I what you did with that.
But yeah, so who are we thinking, boys? Groper,
Well,
you alluded to
Yeah, my
the
vote
first
is
double
for,
champ.
My vote's for Liam Moore.
Oh, well, it's majority rule, so yeah, Liam Moore can have it as well. We'll give him a
we
dual
can't give him
recipient.
both, can we?
Oh, well,
I can't really
I
think of-
vote for whoever isn't that cunt.
Tim David for that fucking
That was
boundary
good.
in the
But
last
he faced
ball.
10 balls, but I don't
Yeah.
know. That was a good shout. Or Marsh for making 75 off 40.
The Reggie with the big
Awesome.
catch
Was-
steaming down.
Is there any truth to this? Because I feel like it's fake, and you see one every year if there's a streaker. There was a streaker in the Super Bowl, right? And apparently he was a Las Vegas local who placed a $50,000 bet that there would be a streaker, and he won $374,000 and copped a fine for it. And I'm like, there's no fucking way. There is no fucking way that you'd get paid.
Your
Like,
mate, his mate would have put it
sure
on
not.
for sure.
Surely that's a G up.
Yeah, but your mate, like,
Can someone confirm that, please? Because he will be
How-
captain. if
I'm
that-
surprised.
How much was the fine?
$1,000, it says.
I'm surprised that
I'm like, nah,
surely not $1,000 for
surely
the
not.
Super Bowl streak. I'd go and do it for $1,000.
That is easy print.
I
Wait,
reckon. It's
but
got to be a gel.
What I'm thinking is, I'm surprised over there they don't just have a sniper in the crowd just to shoot the cunt.
Someone sitting there ready to pick them off.
Yeah, take him out.
No, that's only in. They do in Texas.
Mate, I'm like, they're fucking wild. There's no way I would run onto a field over there in the Super Bowl.
You just see a big flashlight in the
You just get
fucking
taken
corner
out,
stadium.
vacuumed up.
Fuck.
hit with a 50 gal and just fucking smushed into the ground.
Wow, that's a gruesome image.
Stop it. I'm going through the RRLC to see if we can give it to fucking someone.
That is great.
So what? We're going to have a drill winner.
Well, I definitely don't think for captain, but I'm outvoted. I don't have anyone else though. Like I'm trying to think of who is who's captain worthy this week. Got to admit, I didn't get to watch a whole lot of stuff while I was away.
We could give it to.
Brian Ortega for getting me over the line. That's who I'm going.
Yeah, true.
We'll give it to. We'll do a duel and go Marshy and Tim David, eh? Just for that fucking performance.
Sounds good.
Righto, get into it. We'll wrap it up, eh? Wrap it up
good,
there. Massive weekend ahead.
Fuck yeah, man.
But we'll be on your speakers on Friday morning for the Punt Show.
Yep.
You won't be hearing much of last week's efforts coming out of my mouth. That's for sure. Or yours. Because when we play the last week's print clip, you will not hear Groper say one thing.
Or myself.
Fucking.
I got sick of my own voice the week before, and then I've given you nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, Pedro, very impressive in the group one. Just a bit of a teaser.
Oh, fucking oath. Hey,
I haven't
Sugi.
seen a cunt ride a horse home
Oh.
from his fucking couch.
I heard him from Newcastle.
He was going off his hole.
And, yeah. Anyway, and I'm so glad we got fucking Quinn back this week for the Punt Show, because that was just
Can I just say, I don't know
We had a
if the
blunder.
boys said much about it, but that Punch Show was a lot of playing stuff through, and so the boys did well to even get
Plus
it.
your three on top of the
Yeah,
normal
I know.
shit.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to
No,
go anywhere ever
you
again.
did
Yeah, we are chaining you down to that chair.
Righto. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you Friday
stuff,
morning.
Reggies.
All the best.